What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. Today is Monday, April 17th, 2023. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me today. You know how Mondays are. It's a real Monday-ish Monday, but thank y'all for coming in bright and early. For those of you who are stateside here in the U.S., I appreciate y'all for coming through and showing your support to the show for another week. Let's get this week started off right. All right, let's get this week started off right. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you. Thank you for rocking with us. So salute to our viewers nationwide, East Coast, down south, Southwest, Midwest, the mountain area, and the West Coast. Welcome to you. Different times all over the place, but right now, where I'm sitting at in Houston, Texas, it is a good 12:15. And that's how we're going to rock out. And we're just going to do it like that, man. Plain and simple. We love Mondays. We love getting in here, starting the week off right with y'all on the Lapeef Network. I'm always glad to kick off the week. In fact, what do y'all think? The week starts on Sunday or Monday? I don't know. The work week, I guess, starts on Monday for most. So I love kicking off the work week with y'all. Make sure you hit a like button on your way in. Let me see where we're at. Who I got in the chat that's going to let me know. Turn that off real quick. We got 38 likes. Let's get that up to 40 right now. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you have not. All right. We are on our way to 100,000 subscribers. Right now, we are at 89,800. I need you to subscribe if you have not, and also share. Share this out to people, okay? So let them know that your people out here doing big things on YouTube and in other networks. We got stuff brewing for you. All right. We got stuff for you to watch in every form, long form videos, short form videos on all the topics you want to see and you want to hear about, and some of the stuff you hold dear. We got all different types of attitudes on this network, all different types of opinions, ones you agree with and ones you do not. So let them know, let people know, spread the word. There's no way a network this great does not have 1 million subscribers. If you see the quality of subscribers we have and the numbers count, all right, for the show on Thursday and for the quality this network has been putting out for you for years, show your love, show your support, and let other people know they need to share in this as well. We're on the way to 100K. Go ahead and share this out. Tell people to like the videos that they watch and subscribe and join the channel if they really want to show any more support. And we appreciate you for that always. My man, John the Baptist with the $5 super sticker. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much on this good Monday. Hope you're staying safe out there on the road. My guy, John the Baptist, thank you for that. All right. So shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley, as well. 30% off along with a free gift. I'm just trying to sound like JR, you know. So shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley. The link is in the description if you care about your skincare. And we need to get men more involved in all types of skincare and stuff, because I'm going to tell you right now, this day and age, I've never seen more black male focused skincare. I'm telling you, I had a barber years ago, you know, he passed away, but he wanted to start his own thing. And he was like I'm telling you, he's like, all this stuff that they promote for all these other skin types, he's like, that stuff is bad for black men. He said, don't use any of it. And I was like, word? Well, what do I use? And I had to buy stuff from him. And I say, when you get razor bumps under there, those of you who were prior military, you know, you had to go get the no shave shit because they made you shave with those regular razors. We look like crunch bars under here. That dude put whatever cream that was gone the next day. All right. So I'm glad to see these companies out here embracing black skincare, especially black male skincare, as it relates to shaving and keeping your skin clear. All right. We're special. We got our own set of circumstances for just about everything. All right. So we need to take pride in our own products. So shout out to the sponsor, Tiege Hanley, and make sure you go ahead and get their products. 30% off along with a free gift. The link is in the description. Also, yesterday, I had the pleasure of teaching a Trigger Mike fan. All right. Dude signed up for my class at the last minute. I forgot to take that class off the schedule because I had changed the date and did it at another venue. And 2 hours before the class was supposed to start, he bought the class. But there was no worries. I had private lessons I had to do yesterday anyway. So it was a pleasure to meet him. Shout out to my guy that came through yesterday. Hey, I don't know how we're going to do it, but show them a picture of your target and let them know I'm the best damn firearms instructor out here. I'm not going to say in the U.S. In the city of Houston, I definitely am. And if you thought you could shoot before you come to my class, I'm going to teach you some things. The best shooter in my class is usually the new shooter, the shooter that learns from me. If you've been shooting for 20 years, you won't shoot better than the new student that I teach in a class. And let his target be the proof. Had him out there blowing up. He couldn't believe it. I could. I see it all the time. I do this. He was like, damn, first time shooting a gun too. All right. So if you are interested, those courses are available for Houston. My summer schedule is up. I will be putting something together in the works to go to other cities. We got Dallas, we got Atlanta. I'm hitting up my people. Everything I do, I have to do through all the people I'm sponsored through. You know, so where I move, they gonna move. They're gonna be like, hey, how you do all this stuff and you ain't call us? So yeah, they've already got the venues for me. That's the good part. But y'all know a lot of red tape, a lot of things take time. So my sponsors are gonna take care of that back end venue stuff, and then we're gonna keep it moving like that. But shout out to dude that came through for the class yesterday. His groups were, one sub MOA groups. I do a drill at the end called a follow through drill, where you have to shoot on my command. It's called 1, 2, 3 shoot. So, pa, pa, pa. He has a tractor sight coming down. He didn't even believe he shot like that. First time shooting. Definitely coming to the Queen City, John the Baptist. I got you. I got you. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, heatdefensive.com. Make sure you join the mailing list. I'm going to actually have a thumbnail. I got to get that proof through JR, but I'm going to have a thumbnail to put up every time I announce it. So if anybody that you know in Houston, a lot of women have purchased firearms in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's just sitting in their house. They don't know how to use it. So if you need them to be confident, if they're a member of your family and you want them to be confident with using that, send them to my course. All right. It's called Handgun First Steps. I will get them squared away. I also send them the entire presentation after the course so they can refer to it for a lifetime. Classes and private lessons available. Heatdefensive.com/HFS if you want the Handgun First Steps class. But moving on, if you want to support the show today, you can do so by the form of super chat, super sticker, or after the broadcast is over, you can send us a super thanks. We always appreciate your support, and thank you for that. All right, who we got in the chat this good old afternoon? Yeah, I had to change the title. Me and JR talked about that yesterday. It was supposed to be How Fat is Too Fat, but I messed around and sent them how big is too big. So pause on that. I know some of y'all saw that. That's not what it is now. But George Sims, what's going on? Dre 6, what's going on? Mr. Charles, my man, how you doing? Danielle Dorsey, you know what? I knew a girl named Danielle who spelled it like this. I hope, Danielle, let me know real quick in the chat if we know each other from college days. See if that's you. What's going on, Bench Presser 82? How's Suffolk treating you? Listen, I heard that casino they built in P-Town, Pistol City. I heard that thing is wild and ratchet. I don't know why anybody would open a casino in P-Town, Virginia. I don't know. But I heard they wilding in there already. I don't know if they checked the demographics or before they spent $100 million to open a casino. I don't know what's going on there. Quincy, what's up? Kenny, what's up? Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. Click her link and make sure you order some chocolate from her. Support your people. My kids left me. I put it in the fridge. I took it out to eat some yesterday. They left me a little sliver, a little corner of the damn pool table chocolate bar. I was like, You know what? I'm that type where it's like, if you're gonna do that, eat the whole damn thing. Then eat the whole damn thing. Let me take it out of my sight. You know how you open something, you think you got more than is there. Take it out of my sight. You're gonna leave me like a little sliver of a corner, a piece of chocolate. I was pissed. I was pissed. Miles, what's going on? True Table, my man. Oh, my man said those Navy days were rough. Yes. When I got that no shave chit, I went straight animal on there. Talking about something you shouldn't line it up. I damn sure lined it up. I damn sure lined it up. They don't know nothing about black hair. We'll teach them. Yeah, they make rules that basically exclude us. They be like, damn y'all skin and whatever it do. It's okay because now I get military disability for that. That's y'all fault. Y'all mess my skin up. And just so y'all know, it is extremely unhealthy. Just so y'all know. And this is not really an opinion. There's scientific data on this. It is extremely unhealthy for black men to be shaving, at least at the frequency that some professional outlets and organizations say you should be shaving. It is extremely unhealthy for black men to do so. If you know anything about our grade of hair and how if you cut it with anything sharp, i.e. a razor, it will make the hair so sharp that when it curls, as our hair does, it'll go into your skin, and that's how you get those ingrown hairs and those subsequent razor bumps. If y'all don't believe us, if we take a piece of tweezers back in the day to one of those ingrown hairs and pull on that hair, that thing will come out about this far off of our face. That's how long it's been growing inside and just going in circles and circles and circles. One of the most disgusting things you'll ever see. Marquise Keys, what's going on? Abba's Child, how you doing? Traditional at Heart, how you doing? Omega's Gaming Channel, how you doing? My man King Spark with the $10 super sticker. We appreciate you. People on my panel, Alexandria, always in the building. How you doing? She said I don't say hi to her. My man JT is up in here. How you doing? Wife school, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know what the really was for, but if it was to the shaving comment, I think you got little boys. Make sure they understand that too. That razor bump, all that stuff that you see, that's from improper shaving or people being told they have to shave. And I think, there are a lot of barbers out here. I think Angry Man gave a little tutorial once on it. So I got to ask him. But there's a proper way to shave and definitely an improper way to shave. You got to go with the direction that the hair is growing. And for black men, it's very hard to learn. Simple once you get the hang of it, but very hard to learn. Demetrius Carter, how you doing? Nano filmmaker. So let's get into the topic for today. This topic came to me. It's one I'm not gonna lie that I was trying to stray away from, and when something keeps coming up in your memory bank, it's just time to talk about it, y'all. It's really just time to talk about it because I'm not even afraid to talk about anything. It's more so how I want it to be phrased because I don't want people to leave when we talk about contentious topics. Progress is made when we have hard conversations. And one of the biggest issues we're having in today's society is the amount of delusions we let into allow the amount of delusions we accept in this community. We accept a lot of delusional BS. In fact, people test a lot of the delusions. A lot of the delusions they want to perpetuate out there, whether it's to sell products, they test it on the black community. Like if they fall for it, shit, we'll make $1 billion market out of it. Damn, they test stuff on us. And unfortunately, black people fall for it every now and then. So, the topic is watch out for the big girls, but we're talking about delusions and some of this unhealthy stuff we got going on. So I want to ask y'all, do big girls need love too? Do big girls need love too? Let me ask y'all real quick, because this little picture, or let me make it of size. Take a look at this. So this is what I'm talking about when I say, is delusion the new norm? Is delusion the new norm? My man, finance man, says Mike on that 70-30 deal. And so what? And so what? Oh, you must not know who getting 70, but that's all I'll say. Anyway, good deals over here, Chief. In fact, how about you go to my page, go to my email, and send me a picture of your contract and we'll compare. How about that, finance man? How about that, finance man? How about go to my email, send me a picture of your contract. We'll get on a live and we'll compare. Sound good? All right, I'll wait. All right. So this was pretty interesting when I saw it. It says this is a dude, and I think, don't get me wrong, if you look at the cursor right here, the one that says woman, that's a dude. This is Lizzo, of course, naked, taking pictures as she likes to do. It says beauty. Here's a picture of a big girl, obviously obese, says healthy. And this one killed me, yo, because stunning and brave. Do y'all know who this is right here? I know the picture is kind of small. That is I think the name used to be formerly known as Ellen Page. If y'all were big on the X-Men movies back in the day, that was the girl that played Bobby's girlfriend. You know, first it was Storm, then it was Bobby. So, oh, that's Juno. That's who that is. She played in that movie Juno. She wants to be called Elliot now. Or, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase any of this stuff anymore. I don't. Oh, and Inception. Wife School says Inception as well. So y'all can see where I'm coming at when I say, are delusions the new norm? How can we live in this time like this? So I also saw for that Lizzo picture, Candace Owens has something to say about that. How do y'all feel about Candace Owens? I'll pause there because some of y'all hate her for real. I've been watching her stuff for years, and I don't understand I really don't understand the backlash. So y'all help me. Y'all help me understand the backlash for Candace Owens, but I'll wait. All right. I am a Candace Owens fan, and let me explain why. Partially because so many black women hate her. I know, I'm just being funny. I'm being facetious, but I like Candace Owens. I'm a Candace Owens fan. Let me explain that. It's not that I think everything she says is right, but I think objectively. And I know people, more specifically, liberal women. I know people, more specifically, liberal women that have a hard time proving her wrong. It's not that she always right, but some of you ladies struggle proving this lady wrong. You always gaslight on the topics that she talks about because you can't really ignore the facts. You can't ignore the facts. That's why I like her. This woman thinks, listen, I celebrate every woman in this modern age, as deplorable as things are today. I celebrate every woman in this modern age, especially a black woman who has the ability to be to be objective about the problems we face in society. I'm sorry. None of y'all liberal people can hold a candle to Candace Owens. Everything you say, you'll go off on some kind of tangent of dreams and mythical stories because you can't speak facts. I like that lady. She be speaking facts. Y'all be speaking bullshit in return. You ain't black because you don't care. But like, what does that got to do with facts? That lady be spitting facts. She be making y'all mad. I like that lady so much. If I was running for president, I'd consider her for VP. Damn sure would. And don't give me that she married to a white man BS because y'all love Kamala. I thought so. Y'all don't like her now because she ain't doing shit for you. But let me just be very clear here. What the hell has any black person in office ever done for black people? Well, why are you surprised? And then first off, she's the VP. What the hell can she do? Y'all don't know politics. Y'all check in on politics like y'all check in on politics once every 4 years, it seems like. We ain't never heard shit from the VP. We don't want to know shit from the VP. The VP job is to wait, what is it called? Stand by to stand by. That's the some shit we used to say in the military. Stand by to stand by. Sit your ass there and wear pantsuits until I can make use of you. Until I have something that's so detrimental to my campaign that I got to pawn it off on somebody and you're going to be the scapegoat. If Congress needs a tiebreaker, take your ass there. Otherwise, we don't hear nothing. The most exciting thing we ever heard about a VP was one accidentally shooting birdshot in somebody else's face. That's it. We don't give a damn about the VP. Nobody cares about the VP. But I'd make Candace Owens my VP. I'd have her on the Congress steps, lobbying votes, whipping votes. That's what Joe Biden was for. Barack Obama made a masterful pick. I don't care what you think about Joe Biden. He whipped the hell out of some votes, though. How the hell you think healthcare happened? That shit was pretty much impossible. Never in your life you thought you'd see anything closely resembling universal healthcare. I'd have Candace Owens on that mug, whipping the health, whipping votes, whipping the, flicking the wrist, whipping votes for my ass. Pissing off all the progressives. I'd have her and I'd make her go prank AOC. I'd send her to AOC's office, pranking the shit out of her. In fact, I would just make sure I would just wait. I would have detail following AOC around to see if she had like parking violations and shit, and just hitting her with subpoenas and tickets. Like, let's go troll AOC today. What other progressive can we get? I'd make Candace Owens do it all too. I can't be caught being petty like that. I'm the president after all. But yeah, man, let me see if I can find this comment. Let me read it to y'all. I don't want to get dinged, so I don't want to put it up. But she had very interesting words, true words, toward Lizzo this weekend. And I think they were true words. Did any of y'all see it? Any of y'all catch what she was talking about? I did. I did. They say she's body shaming, but I don't think body shaming is what this is called anymore. I think people are knowingly ignorant or willfully. That's the term we use. Willfully ignorant. We are changing unhealthy behavior to fat acceptance. That's why I was glad to see Candace Owens go in on her ass. Candace Owens stated, and I quote, only women could be emotionally manipulated into supporting their own eradication via support of trans men. That was about the trans community. Only women could be fooled into supporting a death cult of fat acceptance. Today's cultural battles prove that women are more irrational and emotional than men. That was just the other day, 5 days ago. Shout out to Candace Owens. Like I said, I really love women that make bold statements. Because Anton came on, a few weeks ago, and he pressured some of the people on the panel to say, why do we need women to do anything? And I had to push back. I had to push back on the homie. Because it's not that we need women, but this will go a hell of a lot faster with some allies. We don't need women to push this agenda through, but this will go a whole lot faster with some female allies. Let me explain why that's my position. Men, virtuous men, dutiful men, upstanding men, men's men, that type of man is outnumbered hopelessly And nobody can really beat us, right? When it comes to terms of power and intensity and what we're willing to do to set things straight. Because we'll off somebody in the name of setting things straight. But do you not realize that the greatest enemy in the fight to reclaim our rightful place in society is not women? It's simp ass men. So if women got simps on their side, okay, y'all following me? If women have simps on their side, then I want some virtuous, upstanding women on my side. Let's just even the playing field. All right. Because Kevin Samuel said it. It was one of the not first episodes I watched, but right when I started getting turned on to him, and I was like, dude is spitting facts. And he seemed a little upset. He seemed a little upset that he had to say the same thing over and over and over. And he said, this won't really take hold for a lot of women until a woman starts saying it, until more women start saying it. I've told y'all for a very long time, there's a new wave of women, and I want to see how the B-dubs respond to this. There is a new wave of women out here. It's called the new traditional woman. And the reason I get so passionate, talking about this is because in regards to white women, black women, how are you going to let the person who started all this shit, white women started this radical feminist BS. Y'all had no business jumping on this bandwagon. Y'all had no business doing it. That was y'all first mistake. Y'all had no business jumping on this bandwagon. So how the hell are y'all, black women, going to let white women be the villain and the hero in the same goddamn story? How y'all going to let... So when I say we don't need women to set things straight, it'll take a hell of a lot longer. If you really want to make up for where you've trespassed, if you really want to atone for your sins, then shit, you need to be at the forefront of this new traditional woman movement. How white women gonna be the villain and the hero in the same damn story? How the hell y'all gonna let that shit happen? Y'all need to come to the forefront and be like, sit your little ass down, go read your history. You started all this. It's so disheartening to me when I see the toxicity and the level of intensity some of these B-dubs have for this radical feminist movement. You don't see that everybody leaving this shit in droves? Leaving in droves. And you still here doubling down on that. You're going to turn around. The train done left. You can't even board it no more. Listen, just bring your ass back home, my man. Ladies, black women, bring your ass home. That's what I'm talking about. Bring your ass home. We don't need women to facilitate this effort, but it'll move a lot faster. As a matter of fact, the one thing I know that no women can stand, y'all stay with me on this. The reason why we don't even, let me not say need women, we need families back. Y'all know that's my position on it. We need families back. And obviously we need women with their head on straight, virtuous, dutiful women, responsible women, respectful women, hospitable and courteous women in this with us. I want those women on our side. In fact, let's take a praise break, shall we? Fellas, go ahead and show those type of women some love and tell them how much you love them in the chat. That's my type of woman right there. Goodness gracious. I'm talking about that type of woman that was just cooking Easter dinner right after church. Everybody coming over to fellowship with your house because the hospitality that woman shows. That's my type of woman right there. In church looking elegant. Elegant. One knee over the other, hands looking good in the sundress, looking like you wanted to take her down right there, but not in the house of the Lord, though. Hold on, not in the house of the Lord. Show those women some love, man. We need you on our side. Bring your ass on home. Bring your ass on home. Traditional at heart, what do you mean? How could you be triggered by what I said? Unless, unless, let me move on, man. Let me stop trolling y'all. Let me stop trolling y'all. All right. So now that Candace Owens basically said that statement was what we wanted to talk about today. Only women could be fooled into supporting a death cult of fat acceptance. Only women could do that shit. We can talk about weight all day. I'm even going to talk about my weight in here in a second. So let's get some facts. Let's state some facts here, y'all. According to the CDC, in this particular thing that I looked up, everybody and their mama has cited this before. So you can look it up. This is the age-adjusted percentage of persons 20 years of age and over who were overweight or obese. With a BMI of 25% or greater. So, non-Hispanic black men, 70.9%. It's a lot. But here's something I did not know. Here's something I didn't know. Over the age of 20, there are more obese white men by proportion than there are obese black men. I didn't know that. Black men in proportion are less overweight or obese than white men by a 5.1% margin. I crunched those numbers, by the way. Did that about an hour ago. I crunched those numbers, and it actually turns out to be like some tens of thousands of men. Tens of thousands. All right. But alternatively, black women in proportion are more overweight or obese than white women at a margin of 15.2%. And that's hundreds of thousands. Do y'all want to know where I seen the fattest people on earth? Like fat white people, fat black people. When I was the Navy had moved all the medical training from Great Lakes, from their own medical training that was, I think, at one point in Great Lakes, Illinois, which is Chicago. By the way, I did not know Chicago could get that hot. I went to boot camp in July. God, that shit was hot. Then they sent me to San Antonio, where they do all of the DOD, all of the Navy, Army, Air Force medical training. If you have any kind of medical rating, which is what it's called in the Navy, or it's called MOS in the Army and Air Force, if you do any of those jobs, 68 whiskey, hospital corpsman, or whatever it's called in Air Force, medics type job, you go to San Antonio to train. San Antonio had the fattest people I had ever seen in my life. Granddaddy fat, grandmama fat, mama fat, daddy fat, teenager fat, kid fat, baby fat. God dang, like, you know it's not polite to stare. You know it's not polite to stare. But they were so big that you was like, what the, yo, what kind of baby formula is that? Is that, I didn't know you could put bacon grease in baby formula. Like, yo, if the baby is still under 1 year old, how did it get that big? Good God Almighty. The fattest people, I'm not sure if it's the fattest now, but at around that time I was there, easily went to the internet. Fattest city in the United States, San Antonio, Texas. I knew it. Everybody fat. Goodness gracious. Throat fat. Baby fat. I mean, everybody. Woo. I'm not even joking, y'all. So as you know, this isn't healthy. This isn't healthy. Nah, Kenny. Nah, Kenny. Nah, Kenny. Houston is different. People in Texas are fat, yes, but you know what? Let me not speculate. I need to go look at the stats again. I haven't looked at that in 10 years. Eyelids fat. Earlobes fat. I like jaw dropping like, yo, damn. Let me tell you, this isn't healthy, man. This is going to have serious implications as we grow older. Because the crazy part about it is, as we're getting bigger, they're making more medicine and more technology so we don't have to change our habits. It's getting scary out here. It's getting scary. So even though you're unhealthy, they're just going to keep giving you a way out of it. It's crazy. Serious implications, right? So when I look at my weight, I'm 6 foot tall. And look, embarrassingly enough, I'm 260. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I got out the service. I was a nice, solid buff. Solid buff. 230 flat. Cut. You could tell. I've always had, chest on me. But this stomach fat comes out of nowhere. They don't call it a dad bod for no reason. 6 foot 260 don't matter. Don't matter. I'm still clinically obese, and I understand that. And I need to start changing my habits. So y'all see what I did there? Do y'all see what I did there? That is how you speak objectively about a problem. Acknowledge it. The stats say it's a problem. I'm not trying to swerve around it. I'm not trying to say I'm big bone. Y'all remember that shit? Do y'all remember that from elementary school? My dumb ass spent years believing that was true. Big bone my ass. Big bone my ass. Listen, this weight came out of nowhere. When I got married, I was 240. 240, 242, something like that. Still solid. In fact, let me find a picture. Let me find a picture from the wedding so y'all don't think I'm gonna find a picture from the wedding and share that with y'all. Some of y'all don't like that, so I don't want y'all all in my business. But anyway, man, accountability. Y'all got to take accountability for this. I'm gonna take accountability. On another note, I do got something brewing. I'm trying to get something brewing for y'all to where we can all work on this weight loss journey together. So I'm trying to get an app for intermittent fasting to give us a nice deal. Because let me tell you something. Everybody says go work out. Working out don't do shit. Working out does nothing if you're not going to change your eating habits. That is one thing I learned very clearly throughout my life. I've had to lose a little bit of weight here and there. As a matter of fact, I was like, yeah, I had to lose about 8 pounds when I got married because I was just inching on up there. We just had the baby in there. I was like, yo, how the hell did I get this big this fast? So I had to lose like 8 to 10 pounds real quick. So I get in my jacket. Full screen. Let me share this screen with y'all real quick. But you got to change your eating habits, bro. I got to change my eating habits too. If you don't do that, there's no point working out. You're going to be a diesel ass unhealthy person. A diesel ass person on the outside, fucking struggling on the inside. You're going to be the unhealthiest, healthy looking person anybody ever seen. That was me. Where am I at? That was me. Can it get any bigger? I was nice and fit. That was me. 240. God damn. Nope. That's as big as it can get. Y'all will be all right. Oh, I can make it bigger. Yup. Nice 240. She was preggers right there too. Jumped the gun again. She was preggers. Nice little 240 out in Jamaica. Forehead greasy as shit. I should have got them people to touch that up a little bit, but you know how it is. It's hot as hell in Jamaica, bro. But anyway, that 240, if you would have asked me today what my weight was, if you would have asked me today, I thought I'd be around the same size. That 20, this weight just creep up on your ass. You don't even see it. You don't even see it. We got to worry about our health out here, man. We got to. We got to. We got to take care. We got to take precautions. This isn't healthy. So there are a variety of preferences. So one of the things that I wanted to do today on the show, I want to debunk some stuff because we need to talk. We need to talk about some of this stuff, y'all, these delusions y'all have out here about men, about big women, about big men liking big women, about the type of women, big women, type of man big women qualify for. This shit is all over the place. This is why I said I've been dancing around this topic trying to find the right words. And here we go. All right. I'm not sure men and women are on the same page. So let me try to bridge this gap. Let me try to bridge this gap for y'all. Most men do not openly desire obese women. My man, yeah, EBD, you right. You right. You right. It takes a lot. That's why I say we got to fast. I got to cut food out entirely to lose weight now. Mr. Charles said I look like an R&B singer. Damn sure did. Singing in the rain, putting the fist out there. Damn right. But most men don't desire, not openly desire obese women. They don't. They will keep a big woman lover a secret. How many of y'all know a dude that got a few big joints, not even just one on the roster, but he's keeping that woman a secret? All right. Let me explain this to the women who are having trouble, because the word y'all like to use whenever a man don't make you feel a certain way is you're insecure. No. Actually, it makes people draw certain people draw conclusions about you by the size of your woman, believe it or not. By the size of your woman, people draw conclusions about you. It does not make you look that confident or powerful to other men. I have been in directors' positions. I've been in, mid-level administration in the hospital structure or in the corporate structure, and what they like to call the good old boys club. And I have literally watched at company picnics, company events, the good old boys club basically excommunicate someone because of the type of woman they had. It happens. When you see pictures of, this is a bit extreme. When you see pictures of basketball players and you see their wives, where's the big joint? These men got serious money. But let's clear up some more common misconceptions. All right. Men will smash obese women. That is what you see. And men, let me talk to y'all for a second, because y'all the ones screwing up these women's heads. Women cannot keep classifying the dude you think you qualify for by the dude that smashes you. Big Ant says, why I stopped running? Oh, my knees are gone, bro. I need that Peloton energy. I'm walking or I'm doing the bike. I was even doing the bike, which is not easier than running, by the way. My last year doing my fitness tests, my PFA, I did the bike, which is not easier because it's by calories burned. My legs froze up, just tensed up. I fell off that damn bike. But anyway, back on the topic. Dudes, it's your fault. It's your fault that these women think they all that, because y'all sitting here making love to them and shit. And they're classifying the dude that they smash as the dude that they can qualify for, as the dude that's going to take them out in public, Mr. Rich says it all the time on the show. The reason our women are so big is because black men have low standards nowadays. But either way, don't take it as a beauty thing. It's a health thing. At least that's what we're trying to pass off. So let me make something very clear to y'all. Men are naturally and biologically attracted to the Coke bottle shape of a woman. That shape can vary depending on ethnic group, but it is a Coke bottle shape. It can be a thin Coke bottle. It can be a little bit of a thicker Coke bottle, depending on the ethnic group that you come from. That variation is attributed to genetics, social norms, and even sexual fetishes and trends. All of that can change the look, but it's still a certain shape that a man is attracted to. It indicates health, fertility, right? Ability to bear children easily, all that type of stuff. It's biological in us to want that. So all of this fat acceptance shit, it don't change biology. That is my ultimate point. All of this fat acceptance delusion is going around. It does not change a man's biology. So remember, if you think I'm capping, prior to the late 90s, late 90s, men didn't even like fleshy big booties. African American men did not like fleshy big booties. A big butt was a curvy butt that poked out slightly with childbearing hips. Tell me I'm lying. Even the hips were small. It was like a little whoop. Not all this we got now. It was like a little whoop, whoop. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Look at those Freaknik videos. Look at those little clips they got out now and look at the size of those women. And tell me if those women are the size that a woman is now, that somebody's calling thick or slim. The women back then were actually slim. Actually slim. I want y'all to go check out, not now, don't leave my damn stream. We got 258 people in here, by the way. Get those likes up right now. Hit that like button and subscribe to the greatest network on YouTube, the Lapeef Network. Go check out Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back video. The woman featured in that video was hella slim. And I'm talking about the woman in the yellow. The white girls were talking about her butt like it was disgustingly big. That woman was slim. Slim. They were talking about her butt like it was Nicki Minaj size or something. Like she had a BBL or something. Go look at that video when you get a chance. That is what they called big booty in the late 90s. We didn't like that fleshy big butt thing. Women were shaped like Robin Gibbons. Those were the Holly Berry in the 90s. Those women were the object of desire. Men want healthy women, because I know y'all gonna gaslight this shit to death. So let me just put it in ways that you can't really. Men want healthy women. And for the ladies who got a problem with what I just said, I need you to understand it does not necessarily work in reverse. I understand that you want a dude with a six-pack. Yeah, we understand what you desire. But I believe most women will date a 300-pound man with money. Serious money. I'm sorry. I've literally seen it 1,000 times. 1,000 times more than I've seen a dude with a big woman. I've seen a woman with a three. They even got hashtags for the winter about women getting with big dudes. Teddy bear, whatever. I don't know. Teddy bear season. I don't know what y'all kids be doing nowadays, but you know what I'm saying. Let me clear up some common misconceptions. And let me drop the link for those of y'all that want to come up. We about to have a good panel today. I got questions for y'all. I'm going to find out who smashed a big girl. We're going to find out today who's been smashing big girls. That's what I want to know. So don't bring your ass up on the panel if you don't want to answer that question. I'm joking, but look, King Spark was probably like, yeah, I'm going to come up. What? Big girls? Oh, he going to get me when he get up here. Mr. Rich is trying to see if his wife in the room. I can tell some stories today. All right. Ladies, don't confuse. Let me clear up some common misconceptions here. Don't confuse a big woman that's married with men liking big women. Understand what I mean by that? Do not confuse or always confuse a big woman that's married with men liking big women. Y'all always take everything to the extreme. Y'all will post Precious's picture and be like, you see, men like big women. Have you seen the dude? Have you seen the dude? That's not the dude she want. Anissa, you capping. Jalen, whatever, what's his name? Jalen Hurts got a $255 million contract today. Okay? So if the linemen are 300 pounds on almost every football team, you got 300-pound linemen. You telling me you wouldn't marry a NFL lineman with $100 million contract? You capping. Big cap. Go on that damn show. What is it? One of the Real Housewives. One of them dudes is married to all them linemen be married to, tell them, Trey, to baddies. Full on baddies. These women be capping, bro. I'm not listening to them no more. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. In fact, y'all capping so bad. Y'all capping so bad. Y'all was riding the hell out of the linemen in college. I had a he wasn't a lineman. Shit. Dude was easily like 260. Maybe he was a linebacker. Y'all was riding the hell out of these dudes in college with no money. Calling them big sexy and shit. Y'all be lying on YouTube, man. Is it true? Can we make a bold statement? Do women lie on their cat more than men lie on their peen? Do women lie on their cat more than men lie on their peen? Because I'm seeing this on YouTube. We think men lie more. No, I think women lie. All these women done smashed a dude that bitch. Just like, oh, I ain't gonna do it. Y'all lying. But let me get back to what I was saying. Ladies, don't confuse a big woman that's married with men liking big women. Yes, some overweight women are married. That is true. But what usually happens is that a woman gains a significant amount of weight during pregnancy and or in her 30s. And because men are more loyal than women are, yes, we are. Men are more loyal than women are. We tend not to leave women just because they gain weight. So when you see a big woman and a decently fit man, and some of y'all be doing it, don't lie. We listen when y'all talk. We listen at the cookouts. Damn, how she get with him? How she get him? Then you try to go after that woman, man, because you think you look better. If you a dude that's heard a woman say such things, please put a 1 in the chat. Y'all be going after these women because you think you look better. You don't know what that woman went through with that man. He's loyal to her. Of course, she looked like that after she had 5 of his big-headed ass babies. Done came through her womb. He's loyal. He was in there when them babies was coming out. God damn, I can't leave my woman after I seen that. Oh, God, I don't even want to think about it. Y'all think you look better than her, but don't know what that woman body been through with that man, for that man, because of that man. And he's loyal because of what he put her through and her body through. These delusions aren't normal. So I need y'all to understand that outright. Let me bring up the panel. Mr. Rich, give me a thumbs up. My man Trey says 150 is the cutoff. JT, let me get a thumbs up. All right, big dog, calm down. What's going on this morning or afternoon, rather?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
All right.
What do you got on the topic so far?
Hey, listen, man. I know it from both sides, man. When I first got married, man, I was a whopping 190.
Yeah.
I look good. Listen, I look good, man. I look good. But I gained weight after that. Well, first of all, just to get down to 190, I had to bet the whole gym some money. I was working out 5 days a week. I won like
Mhm.
$1,000. We had a weigh in and everything, just for the wedding. Yeah, just for my wedding. I said I would be at a certain weight. And
Yep.
we had it was like a boxing match, man. I got up there with chunks on his hit, and the way everybody was gathered around, I collected some good money that
Yo, that's dope though. That's dope.
day. It was fun. It's a memory I'll never forget. But yeah, but I gained weight. So I've lost 70 pounds in the last 6 months.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
So
What was
that
your
tells you
secret?
that tells you how bad I was. Because I'm
Well,
still fat as
I was
hell.
gonna say, what was your secret? Because metabolism slows down. We hear about it all the time in 30s and 40s and all that, but you're in your 60s.
Yeah, well, I started by changing my diet.
All
Me
right,
and the
yeah.
wife, we change our diet. It's not we don't eat, but we pretty much only eat once a day. And then we have like a mix that we have in the morning. It carries us to dinner, and we try to eat. We make sure we eat before like 5 o'clock. So if you wanted a snack or something like that, so we don't eat late, and we pretty much only eat once a day. And it's always vegetables, and we have some meat, but we're not hard over. We have like salad three times a week, soups, stuff like that. Stuff that doesn't have high starch, high sugar, high salt. All that stuff is pretty much gone. You know.
Okay.
So, but as far as the topic with the honeys, hey, listen, man, we have to keep saying reminding the Candace Owens thing that you mentioned is really I like Candace Owens, by the way. I don't agree with a lot of her stuff, especially when she talks about certain issues that you could tell is because a white man is stroking her. But
Yeah.
um, but when she talks about certain issues, she's spot on.
She's spot on. Yep.
Yeah, she's spot on a lot of issues, man. Especially about the decadence of black culture and a lot of stuff you can't argue with. And with the fat women, they all know it's not healthy. I mean, I could tell. See, being clinically obese myself and coming down, none of the fat women can have anything to tell me. Listen, if you don't have your high blood pressure, or you're getting diabetes, or you're having heart palpitations, or whatever, you don't have them now because you're still 30. You're gonna have them in your 40s. You're gonna have them in your 50s, by sure. And I think the leading cause of deaths for women, I think, is heart disease. I believe
Yep.
on a chart. So, and that's based because they're fat, you know. And so, hey, listen, they just like anything else. Why would we expect them to take accountability for that when they don't take accountability for almost? And I hate to even be the accountability police. Women just can't take L's no matter what it is. Let's just put it that way.
That is true.
They just can't do it. It's a psychological it's a psychological issue with going across the female thing. I think black women have it the worst, but all women have it. They just can't take L's.
All right. JT, what you got on the topic, bro? Oh, JT, you there?
Oh my bad, my mic was on mute. I think it's
No doubt.
just a I think it's just a toxic part of our culture that we have to get rid of. I mean, to put it simple, black people, us in general, we find any reason to get together and eat. Like family reunions, parties, celebrations, which I understand a lot of that, for the most part, people do eat all races, but black people, we just don't know how to tone it down. And it's the type of foods that we cook, the ingredients that we use. Black people are the only people who will go to someone's funeral who had a heart attack for being overweight and go and eat the same food that killed them after the funeral.
Oh, damn.
We will go and
Hey,
eat the same thing that this person just died from
hey.
eating. Have that same. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
But we the
Oh,
only people
snap.
that do that. Grandma passed away. She had blood clots and arteries all clogged up. And we go and eat that same chicken, that same fish, that same collard
Oh,
green
snap.
cornbread right after her funeral at the repast. So, and I think a lot of people don't seriously take that into consideration. Um, when we eat
Damn.
bigger portions, And I heard somebody say something. I don't know exactly how a lot of other people would feel about it, but I heard somebody say that a lot of our eating habits, for the most part, is tied back to slavery. Like some black people eat
Oh yeah.
chitlins,
Yep.
and it's just tied back to when we couldn't eat the healthy stuff, or we had to make something out of nothing, and the nothing we all had to eat was unhealthy, and so we found a way to make it taste good by adding more unhealthy ingredients, and over years it just becomes a habit. So we
Damn,
do
that's
have to
facts,
do
bro.
better on that to help us with our weight. I was surprised when you said the white men over the age of 20 are, what you said, 5% more overweight than black men
Well, no, I said in proportion.
in
So
proportion. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, 70% of 70.9% of black men are overweight or obese, but 79 point something percent of white men are overweight or obese. Wait. Something one of those is wrong. Because it's a 5% 5.1% difference. So it's like, yeah, like 76.9
Okay, yeah, yeah.
percent of
I
white
was
men.
surprised. I was surprised of that stat. I thought, black people in general were just overweight altogether.
Let me
But
drop the link to
it's
that too in the chat. I'm dropping a link now. So y'all can go look at that minority health study about Health and Human Services, and the stats are pulled from the CDC from 2022. All right, Dame Smith, let me get a thumbs up so I know it's you, bro. Prototype Dad, what's going on? Let me get a thumbs up, bro. All right, King Spark,
What
welcome.
up,
What you got on the topic, bro?
man? Look at here, look at here. First of all, as far as the big checks is concerned, you know what? I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. Me personally, I was always a dude. You know how you got some dudes that'll take a chick with a not so attractive face, but if she have a nice body, they'll deal with them. I ain't that dude. Okay, I would take a beautiful big chick over a funny looking skinny chick any
Oh
day.
no, oh no.
Any
He the
day.
problem. You
A-
toxic. He the problem.
Any day. I ain't gonna lie, any day. Cause at
So you
least when
say
I
abuse. So you know what? This is something we got to do in context. This is why I wanted a lot of guys
Oh,
on the
you like
panel.
Lizzo?
Nah, he don't.
no.
He don't mean Lizzo. He don't.
Mm-mm.
He don't.
I
Or I'm gonna
mean
drop
Jill Scott. That's what I mean.
you. Okay. So
That's what I
because
mean.
this is why I wanted a lot of guys on the panel. So when we say big, what do you mean exactly? Explain that to the audience.
Oh, okay, there's levels. You know what I'm saying? There's thick, there's big, and then there's nasty. Okay.
They're
Now,
sloppy.
you sloppy. You don't won't do the sloppy. You know, won't do sloppy at all. But
Big.
if you a nice looking woman, you know what I'm saying? You a little bit thicker, you still walk regular and stuff like that. You know what I'm
This
saying? You
walk
still
right.
present. Once you get so big, you start walking different, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta be like, we got the booty do rules. I don't know if you ever heard about these.
Yeah, we know the booty do rule.
Okay,
The
so
booty
we'll
do.
share it with the public. So your stomach can't stick out further than your booty do. We can't do that. So
Yeah.
when your proportions start leaning that way, then you're going a little bit too far. You're going a little bit too far. And I would like to say this about the food is concerned. With the cooking and stuff, like a lot of that stuff, like if it say 2 sticks of butter, you could use 1 stick of butter or a half stick of butter. The shit's still gonna taste good. Like if it say 8 cups of sugar, you could use 4, 6. Like you don't have to. Like my whole thing is with the ingredients. Try to break the ingredients down a little bit so you know what you're eating. And that's
Right.
what the problem is with restaurant food. And that's my shit is I be in the restaurant. You know what I mean? But I be in the gym too, so I don't know if I'm losing weight, but I'm probably staying the same. But either way, I feel good because I'm in the gym. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, that restaurant food is it's a lot more salt. It's too much sodium You know what I mean? They overdo the ingredients when it comes to like butter and sugar and salt and shit like that. So you have to really eat restaurant food with moderation or know what you eating when you go to the restaurant. You know, that's
All
all I
right.
got to.
So
And go
y'all
ahead,
gonna
Petty.
disagree with this one though. So I call anything big over 150. If you weigh over 150 pounds, you too big.
Trey
No
said
matter
the
what her
same thing
height.
in the
Can
chat.
I
My
get context for that? What
my
about the height?
guy,
Does the height
my
Even
matter?
guy.
even I
Push
mean,
back.
if she's 5'8", I give her 162. But that's about it. You can't go no anything under like 5'5" or below, 150 or below. That's the rule for me.
All right. Damn. Like I'm looking at my account right now. Like how many people just dropped off? Like this mother. Yo, that I think that is like dangerously close, if not right on with the actual chart. Like like the CDC chart. You might even be more
Standards.
harsh.
Hey, standards. Make it have standards.
No, no, absolutely, absolutely. Ladies in the chat, how y'all feel about the 150 rule? But let's get Dame Smith. What's going on, Chief?
Hey, Mike. Hey, how you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So
How
what you
you
got
guys
on the
doing?
topic so far? Opening thoughts.
Well, essentially, I've had to learn a lot of this on my own growing up. I turned 30 this past October, right? And so for me, a lot of this obesity conversation and understanding food and things in our community as a whole, we're not fully immersed. And that's the greatest problem that I see. So, like, America in general, we tend to sit down at work. We sit down and drive to get to and from work. We come home, we sit in front of the TV, we have dinner sitting down in front of each other. We're not really immersed in being active. So, like for me, getting active was a chore. It was more, even in like sports or at school, it was a disciplinary act, like running laps or something like that. It's not something we look at as fun or complementary to our lifestyle. And so we tend to lean towards comfort and just like you said, if you have a recipe that requires 2 sticks of butter, you don't have to follow it because it's how grandma did it. You can think for a second and actually set a goal for yourself, set a result that you want. So, like you said, for your marriage, Trigger Mike, you said you wanted to lose weight. You had to be very, very intentional about that. And I think for us, the intention usually comes when there's a threat, like a health issue, or maybe someone told you you're fat for once, or something like that. But for many of us, we're just not fully immersed. And that was something that I think we need to kind of cultivate in our community. Get active in walking in the morning. Instead of Sunday dinners, maybe juice on Sundays. Instead of in the morning, you're having pancakes and sausage and eggs with cheese on it with maple syrup. Maybe try tea or maybe fast in the morning. There's lots of ways we can do this, but we're apprehensive to try it because it's not comfortable. So that's really my take on it.
All right. My man John the Baptist, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
What's up? I came up for one reason only and one reason only. That's because JT was trolling me about eating at a funeral after a funeral.
Hey, that was a mic drop though, bro. That was a
That
mic drop.
was a mic drop, bruh. Cause it's like that just hit home. Cause I just went to a funeral recently, and that's guess what we did after.
Bro, like
The
bro.
exact. But yeah, but I don't want to talk about women on this issue because that's not that's the only talking about women and they weight. That's not my thing. I like to do. Now I got a type that I like. Like my wife fits my type, but that's it. I leave that right there.
Okay.
But personally, I made a personal goal for myself because I've never had a problem with weight till I got about 37 maybe, and that's when I just started like I don't know for some reason food just tasted better at about that age, and and so now what I did now personally, so I made a this summer, I'm training for it right now. I'm doing a 180-mile bike ride down to the beach. So that's one of my personal goals for July to kind of get some control of this situation because I'm on like the past 5 years. I'm not obesely well. I am obese because when you go by the numbers, but I tend to because I lift weights for so long, I carry more weight
Mhm.
than normal. But they get to a certain point where it begin to like the muscle doesn't really keep up with what your body really doing as you get
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
And so just so as a just a cautionary tale to most older men, I know I'm not the oldest man on the panel. I know my seniors above me, but what he said, Mr. Payne said earlier was true. When we get to a certain age, we got to be more cautious and more intentional because it becomes more difficult to do it if you don't pay attention to it. And so that's just what it is. You just have to, like, as you get older, you got to make it work. For so many years, I put my kids first, my wife first. Now I stopped doing things I used to do for myself personally because I was trying to focus in on them. And you get sidetracked. I'm not making no excuse. We're just talking about what it really is, though. And as black men, you got to really just take that thing serious, though.
All right.
And I still get
Trey.
out, and I still get out and work out. I mean, I've always kept working out. It's just that as you get older, you got to be more intentional about it.
I mean, for black men in general, the BMI thing really counts because, yeah, I'm always gonna be overweight. I just don't want to be obese. When
There
I
you
start
go.
working
Yeah.
out, yeah, exactly. When I start working out, I'll tape and be like, "Oh no, I'm good. I'm under." If you want to, I tend to do that thing the military did, where it's like, as long as my neck is a certain size, like around 16 and a half, which I don't know I'll ever be again, because I'm definitely an 18 now. But as long as my waist is 36 to 38 and my neck is around 16 and a half, I'm good as far as the tape is concerned. So if I want to lift weights and that weight is putting me overweight, then I'm cool with that. But I'm nowhere near that right now. So I got some work to do.
Well, they told me for my height that I should be 170, like 168. I'm like, I've never been 168. Never.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Was it more so an aesthetic thing for you, or is it more so following the science of the chart? Because I know in our
It's always
community, thick looks good in some places.
it's aesthetics for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
so generally, like that little weight limit that I got, that aesthetically, that's when things start to get out of whack. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Personally, for me, I don't like a woman with a stomach at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like my women typically athletic and fit. So, um,
'Cause I've heard some dudes say, she's got a pudge, and I'm like, I mean, it's like that much of a pudge, but it was a deal breaker for some dudes. So it's
yeah, that's a
it's
deal breaker for
typically for
me.
men, it's just aesthetics.
Listen, when I think it was Mr. Rich that said it, when it really shows, like, we have to understand the way the world looks at this stuff, man. The world look at black men like we're undisciplined because of our women, bro. And on one end, we're undisciplined as well in a variety of ways. But the way that it can affect them, and they're just acting it with impunity, because it's one thing to say, I'm going to do what I want to, but then not be aware of the way it affects you and other people. Like, there are women willingly waiting now till after 35 to have children, and they're obese. But they have questions as to why they're high risk pregnancy. That's the type of delusion I'm talking about. Talk about what's going on, what's wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with having a baby at my weight and my age. You're absolutely high risk.
They're
Like,
not.
yeah, go ahead.
You gave them too much credit. They're not waiting. They weren't chosen. It's not that they're waiting. It's kind of like the what is it, the male version, incel. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what is
Like, you know
it?
what I'm saying? What would be the female version of that? Like,
186. Let me get a thumbs up, bro.
they're not getting selected to be married and have babies. You know what I'm saying? Until, well, no, they definitely having babies. You know what I'm
I was
saying?
gonna
But
say, they happen to
they're
be.
not getting selected. So
Not
they
by
gotta
the,
wait till
not by
either
the men they want.
the women that are waiting till like they're 35, either they're waiting for dudes that are fresh out of divorce who's willing to take another woman, you know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
they're getting young dudes that they can kind of train up and control. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that's worked. They're not waiting for it.
And let me say this real
Film
quick,
cell. I
man.
like that. Film cell.
Let me throw this in there too. I don't know whose phone. That's not my phone. Sound like that. But in this day and time with all the mass shootings and all this type of stuff going on, you need to be able to run just baseline. Okay, so God forbid anything happen, but you need to at least be able to run, and it shouldn't be your first time you attempting to run. I just want to throw that out there.
So I will say
I
this too. And I
agree.
don't, like I say, when it comes to one thing I do notice about, I will say this about women's weight. It is a big telltale sign into the discipline of their life. It's not the same for men, but for women, you can tell if he's going to be a good spouse or not, just by their size proportion to their body. It will give you a lot about where they're going to be in a marriage. uh, and raising your family.
All right.
Men, we measure men on a different. We measure men for something different other than size. Size is important for men, but it's not the same.
But
All right.
working out's not just for size though.
No,
You
correct.
don't
It's
just
also for
work
health.
out. You don't.
It's for health too.
Yeah.
Correct. I would. Oh yeah, it's for health too. Correct.
And I would argue that it most definitely can tell from a man if he's active or not, the type
No,
of
no,
lifestyle that he lives.
no. Correct. That's not what I was saying. Now, let me clarify because what I was saying is, for in a marriage relationship, it can tell. One can tell. One is a big telltale for the women versus the man. You can have a woman that's undisciplined and it will show up. Now, a man can be undisciplined too, but most time they still have a work ethic. That's still they'll be a good provider. They just won't be healthy. I'm just saying they just tell different things for a marriage. That's all I was trying to say.
Mm.
All right. Trey, have you
Yeah, I
gotten in on this
understand.
yet?
Nah, I haven't got in it yet, on it yet.
Go ahead, bro.
Look, I I'm a guy who's big on working out. You know, I'm at the gym every day, and I mean literally every day. Um, and my diet is well, I've been on the carnivore diet for about 4 months now. So, you know, this is a big deal to me. I've had family members. I know the guy was talking about the funeral and eating the food afterwards because it's a fact. It's absolutely true. But I've had
Hmm.
family members say to me, like, you know, we're gonna kick you out the family because I didn't put macaroni and cheese on my plate, or I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I refuse to eat it.
Mm.
Or I had family members tell me, like, well, you know, you can cheat one day, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at them and saying, yeah, well, your one day turned into 10 years, so no, thank you. I'm
God,
not,
Damn.
I'm not doing that. At the end
he
of the
lying.
day,
He
I
got
think
kicked
it's
out the family for that.
I
He got
probably
kicked
did.
out.
I ain't got a look. I ain't got a phone call from a few family members in a long time. But you know, at the end of the day, I call a spade a spade. And the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of people, especially within our community, that are just flat out lazy. This has nothing to do with the lack of education. It's 2023. You have literally an encyclopedia full of information in your pocket. If you want to know something, it takes less than 2 minutes to figure it out. All you have to do is look and find out. You can find workouts. They can have whole YouTube channels where people are just giving you just straight workouts. You have no excuse in 2023. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. The fact of the matter is, there are a lot of men and women in our community that are just flat out lazy. How is your office on the second floor and you taking a damn elevator? Make that
Ooh,
make sense.
oh my
Make
God.
that make sense to me.
Terrible.
Make that make
Yo,
sense to
I
me.
know
Just
people
walk
like
up the
that
damn
too.
steps.
yo,
It's not going to hurt you to walk up the steps.
Yeah, that's
Take
pretty
the
bad.
steps.
yo.
That's
Yeah, I
bad.
know people like that too.
Let me tell you, uh, when I was instructing at the local college, bro, and I had students late to class. Talk about something. There was a line at the elevator, and we were on the second floor. I used to be like, yo, and the classroom is the first classroom by the elevator, by the stairs.
Crazy.
I used to be like, yo, this is crazy.
And
Y'all
and
better take them damn
Dude,
stairs.
I was
trigger,
in.
trigger. I'll finish with this. One of the things that when I see overweight people, whether we like it or not, people judge you within that first 10 to 15 seconds while I'm seeing you.
Every time.
Whether we
Mhm.
agree with it, whether we think it's fair, nobody cares. The fact of the matter is, people look you up and down and they immediately start to make judgments about you. And
Yep.
one of the things that
Gotta
I
check
know,
out.
that when I
Y'all have a
see
good one.
guys that
All
are
right,
All
bro.
right,
overweight,
take it easy, Chuck.
I immediately know you have impulse issues. You cannot control yourself. Here's the thing about the weight. You Every piece of food you put in your mouth, you are in control of. Nobody's forcing it down your throat. So I already know by looking at you that you have no control over the one thing you have absolute all control over. I
Yep.
can't. I don't necessarily want to be your business partner. I don't want to work out with you. I don't want to do anything because I'm not sure that you're in control of your life the way that you should be. Now I understand that there's some people that get sicknesses and stuff like that, and they can't really control their diet. I'm all for that. Even when my daughter's mom, you know, she was under 150, and then you know I got a extreme cutoff prototype. I mean 150 is 150, not 151, not 152, 150.
Woo.
When she got over 150, she was looking at me. I was like, "It's cool. You're pregnant. Like, chill out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that serious. You're pregnant. I'm gonna give you some grace on this. It's not really that bad." But 7 to 8 to 9 months after the baby was born, I'm starting to look around and go, "All right, now, what we doing here?" Because the way I look at it, if you got a 6-year-old child, this is just my simple math. And I'm gonna end here. My simple math. You got a 6-year-old child, and just say you gain 50 pounds, in your pregnancy. 6-year-old child. If you would have just lost 1 pound a month, you would have been back to your weight. Just
You
one
did it.
pound a month.
You made it okay in the first place. You did it.
What?
You made it okay in the first place when she was putting on the weight. You comforted her and said, "Oh yeah, baby, it's okay, it's
Yeah,
okay."
because she's pregnant. It's kind of out of her hands.
Yo,
Wait,
you
wait,
didn't put
wait.
it in her. You
I
didn't
thought
put
we
it
were
in her
about to
head when
have
you
a.
were saying that it's okay, baby. You can lose it once the baby's gone, or you go for you take her on walks and you help
Hang
her
on, hang on, hang
control
on,
the
hang on.
weight.
Let's
Or
not do that. Let's not do that
Mhm.
because you weren't privy to the actual conversation. So you
No,
don't
I'm not.
actually
I'm
know.
not. I'm not
Hang on,
necessarily.
hang on,
I'm
hang
All
not
on,
right.
hang on,
necessarily
hang
Let
on,
me
making
let me
hang
reference
let
to
on,
me
what
ask
you were
you.
hang
saying.
on,
I'm just
hang
saying
hang
what
on,
I
hang
did
on,
when
hang on,
when
hang
when
on,
my
hang
woman
on,
was
One mic.
pregnant.
One
hang
mic.
on, hang on. You weren't privy to the entire conversation. I gave you a small snippet of the conversation, a small
And
piece of it.
I understand that, bro. What I'm
Let it go,
saying is
brother.
that
Let it go, man.
I was talking about my experience.
Okay, you cut me off to tell your experience.
Yeah, let it go, man.
I apologize, man.
Thank you.
Continue.
I'm good, Trigger. You got it.
All
Hey,
right.
can
One
I
eight
can
six.
I
Go ahead,
bounce
bro.
off of that? Yeah. So what he's saying is real true because we were just talking a couple days ago, or maybe it was a week or two ago, but we were talking about how hairstyles can affect you with getting a job. A lot of people don't realize your weight can affect you from getting that job after you go to that
Ooh.
interview too.
Yeah.
I
And
can
and
attest
I
to
was
that. I can attest to
and
that.
I
Yeah.
and I was watching this video of these two girls. They were just extremely entitled and privileged I mean not black girls, but fat girls. They weren't black, but fat girls. And they were mad because they went to some club. I forgot where it was.
Yeah.
They went to some club and they couldn't get in for free. Not that they couldn't get in, but they didn't get in for free. And they went in, they put tried to run a smear campaign on the club. They tried to get people to put bad reviews on Google and stuff. And they were just really upset and did not this is where the delusion part comes in that Trick and Mike was talking about. They did not understand why they weren't allowed in the club for free and had to pay like the men do. And it was because they weren't, aesthetically pleasing to make men
Dog.
want to come.
Dog. You know it was one of the funniest scenes ever about depicting what you're talking about. But it was so true, but it spoke to the delusion. You remember that movie Knocked Up, where she tried to go in the club while she was pregnant? He's like, nah, we can't let you in. We're not letting anybody in right now. He's like, we can't have a bunch of old. He's like, you old, she pregnant. We can't have a bunch of old pregnant men. Like,
You know what the funniest part about those ladies is when the way he said it. He just kept saying not tonight. He just kept saying
yep.
like those two girls he talking about in that video on TikTok.
Oh
And she
yeah,
was
yeah,
explaining it. When
yeah.
she
You
was
know what I'm
explaining
talking
it,
about.
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. She was explaining it. The guy was just like, nah, not tonight. He just kept saying not tonight, not tonight.
Yep.
This
It's
not one of
like,
those parties.
right.
Damn right.
This ain't
Who won
BBW
this?
Thursdays, BBW Wednesdays.
BBW win. Yeah, that's their night. Damn. Yo, they used to have big girl night when I was damn, I'm not gonna count. I don't know what club it is before I get them shut down. They're like, talk about this dude lying on us. We ain't never had big girl night. But they did have some kind of big girls
Mm.
night at one of the clubs in Virginia Beach when I was younger. Yeah, I never went. But anyway, let me see which question. We got some juicy questions that I want to ask. Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. So I don't know if y'all know or if y'all heard, but I've tried explaining this because my wife is weird. I think she lives under a rock. So when I say certain things to her and I share these show topics with her, she's like, that can't be true, is it? And she don't understand naturally that men experience the world a lot different and the way we experience things. So I got a question. Anybody can go first. In fact, Unc Man, you can go first. It has been said that big girls are more generous in bed. Is this true? If so, why?
I mean,
You gotta tell on yourself no.
He like, yeah,
Oh
y'all gonna
God.
tell on
I plead
yourself.
the fifth. No, I mean, I love BBWs. Can you hear me? Is it cool?
Yep.
All right.
You're a little low.
I love BBWs, the big breast women, like big girls. It's like if the elevator has a max weight of 1,000 pounds, I mean, you're not about to fill it up. And if your bed, in college, I used to break beds, man. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. You know what I mean? I used to be on some other stuff, but I mean, you gotta look at it like an ugly chick. She don't know the next time or if she gonna get to come over or something like that. So she gotta show out. She gotta do a little bit of everything. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna plead the fifth, and that's all I gotta say on this one. I'm gonna let somebody else incriminate themselves.
Nobody
Ain't no pleading the fifth.
That's funny.
Look. I want to see who gonna jump in here. Don't lie. Hey, listen. You know what?
I'll be honest with you. I done knocked down a few big chicks, and I'm talking like they look like a can of Grand's biscuits, the pop Grand's biscuits. They was big, bro. They was big, bro. I done knocked a few down,
Trey, what happened to the 150? Trey, you said 150.
Listen. Some of them nights, some of them nights.
That's what made him get the standard.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Trey.
Hey, look, some of them nights you on them bases and you go to them clubs and ain't nothing come through. You gotta do what you gotta do. But anyway,
2 a.m., 3 a.m.
It get
Hey, I
rough like
would
that
tell you
sometimes.
this. You right though. I'll tell you. Go ahead, Trey.
But in my experience, yeah, they're far more generous in bed. Far, like it's not even to me. It's not even close. It's not even close. Far more generous. I don't even remember. I don't remember hearing the word no. I'm sitting here trying to think now. Like, have I said some off the wall? Hey, let's try this. Other than picking her big ass up. Other than that, but no, like no. I haven't. It's typically I've had more issues with the selfishness with the overly
Real
pretty
ones.
girl. Yeah, the overly pretty ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep it
Okay.
100. I've never touched anybody over my weight limit, so I have no.
So you
No
got
point
that
at all.
nice.
You a good one. You
He's a disciplined guy.
discipline.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it discipline. That just
That is discipline.
I rather just you know what I mean resort to the
You ain't
hand if
never
I
met
can't
no.
get what I want.
You ain't never met no fine big chick before.
I
It's
mean, no.
some beautiful big girls out here, man.
Nah, boy, you need to go to Tech. Go to Houston. It's
I
some
bet
overweight chicks that
I
look
couldn't even do
damn
it.
good.
I couldn't even do it. Like
So prototype, can I ask you? So you say the 150, but like we know black women, they're more portioned, they're thicker. You know what I mean? What if it looks right? You know what I mean?
no,
Because a chick, she could be almost 180, almost 200, and it just looks amazing. You know what I mean? So
no.
you got a scale at your house, like I need you to step on this
How many
scale.
No, I can eyeball it. I can eyeball it.
I gotta say no.
No, I can eyeball it. Like off top. Like I could look at a girl and be like, oh, she weighs this, blah 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 blah, just by looking at her. Like period.
Yeah. So what I'm really getting at with this question though is because when I had said that to my wife, I said big girls are actually more generous, and she asked me how do I know. I was like, listen. So here's the funny part about it. Not only in order to get the man they want, because I've trespassed in this way before, they'll proposition you. I was trying to holler at I was a party promoter in college, and I would take money at the door. I would see a joint. You see the girl you're gonna go after that night, and I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be on her case, and she gonna play hard to get. She gonna be like, boy style. I'll bring the drink over, and you gotta buy. You gotta buy. For some reason, the baddest looking joint don't always chill with baddies. They bring their fat friend with them or their bigger friend or whatever, so they can look better. All right, so you buy that friend a drink too, and she thinks she actually getting the experience too. So the girl that I'm talking about was playing hard to get. Do you notice she went, off to do something? This girl basically propositioned me. Well, she ain't down, I'm down. And I was like, I'm good. Like, trying to wave her off. Like, you this must be a setup or something. Look, at the end of the night, she went to my roommate and got my number and was like, you down or what? And it just like literally just kept sending me text messages. So I told my wife, like, I was like, I don't know if big is big, because in your 20s, big is different. They're a lot more petite, even the big girls in their 20s. So I would say, if y'all remember Jill Scott, somebody said it, when she was slim, but she like super big chest,
She was never
looking
slim.
like she like maybe a few burgers away, but she had a really big butt, really
She
big
was never
chest.
slim.
Look, that's when I said, look, this woman knew she had to put on a show in order to, like, you know what I'm saying? So she knew, like, look, if I'm gonna get it and I proposition him, this woman put on a show that made me look at big girls a little different. That's why I was like, they're a lot more generous because the dude that they messing with might not want them too.
Like
So
I
I'm
Did
just
that
said,
To
make you
answer the
feel
question,
you never
uncomfortable,
know when she's gonna
Mike?
get
Did
it
that make you
again.
feel uncomfortable when she did that?
what do you mean?
Like when she propositioned you like that, did you kind of feel like super weird and uncomfortable?
So not only weird, I thought she was joking. I didn't, there was when I was young, I didn't know women were capable of such things. So that was the first time I experienced that. Like I thought
I'm
I
gonna
was
Oh
being
say,
man.
set up. I thought her homegirl told me. And look, somebody talk about Trigger Mike liked it. That's what I'm saying, dude.
hey, look,
She
hey,
went
That's
crazy.
what I'm saying. This woman put on a show
dig these blues, Mike. I had the same thing happen.
for
I ain't
an
gonna lie.
hour. Like, dog, there will be no more skin on that thing. Like, I was like, yo,
Look, we went to South
you
by
don't think these
South by
girls know?
Southwest one year, right? We go to South by Southwest, and I'm staying in an apartment complex, right? And when I leaving out to go on 6, I seen the little big jump. She was kind of cute, and I was like, well, let me go ahead and book her now, just in case it don't go my way. When I get down on 6, I had something to fall back on. So I'm just being strategic about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't go my way. I didn't get what I wanted, right? But then when I pulled back in the apartment complex, I was like, oh hell yeah, big girl here. So I hit her up. Man, let me tell you something. That girl pulled that bed over by the dresser and put her hands on that dresser and started dropping that thing
She
like
pulled
you
it. She
boy.
pulled it.
I'm trying to tell you, she was like, scoot the bed over here. Like she'd already, this was her signature move. Like this was her, this was her move right here.
so this is a video game. This is her signature
I'm
move.
saying, it was like finish him. You know what I'm saying? Like I pulled the bed over by the dresser. She put her hands on the dresser. I'm trying to tell you, I was impressed. I'm just gonna say that I
Hey,
was
Trigger Mike.
impressed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No,
Yes,
but I'm
sir.
just saying, but there's a difference between a chick that was a cheerleader and then got big, and a difference between a chick that just been big her whole life. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna be different. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's
that's
gonna
real.
be
Yeah.
different.
That's real.
let me just throw this
From
out.
my
Trigger Mike. I'll be real quick. Whatever you thought about this panel, we just told all the big girls out there they can get some. They can get some Johnson. That's
They
all.
know
Everybody,
that.
wow,
They
see,
already know
I didn't
that.
agree to
They
that
They
one.
always
already
get,
know
they always
that.
been
I didn't agree
getting
to that
Hold
one.
on,
Johnson.
hold on, hold on. That's actually the point. That is actually the point.
that's
So
right.
not only did this happen, so naturally I end up getting with her friend, which for some reason pissed off the big joint. Like we ever had a chance of becoming some kind of public, relationship. Then when me and her friend fall out, she hits me back up. And the worst part about it is that I didn't know how to not hurt her feelings to say, I never will consider this. Hold on, AP,
Come
I
on, guys.
will never really consider it was like a mental block for me. Where it's like, lady, thank you for the fun. I thought this was just bedroom fun, but I care about the way I look out in this, especially being, my whole image was playerism at the time. I'm a promoter, I'm driving the dopest car, I got the baddest chick, all of that type of stuff. So I was like, thank you for the ass, but no thanks. Like I couldn't believe she had the audacity to be like, so when we going out, like
Man,
Hey,
I came in closer, like what?
you're too
but
nice,
Mike,
Trigger
you did
Mike.
call and answer for a plate though. After that, didn't you?
Nah,
You're
I
he
know
was
too
you
you're too
did.
he
You
actually
were
nice.
came
like,
over and cooked.
hey, them big
You're
girls
too
go
nice,
for a
Trigger
plate
Mike.
too.
I'm breaking
So
hearts and hurting feelings, man. I'm telling that girl about herself, dude.
Well,
Yeah, you gave me
from
the box, but
so I'm gonna go ahead and say many of us have exceeded the weight and height limit for the rides. In regards to this question, I won't say they're more generous. I'll say they're more open because they can't do everything that the little girl can do, but they willing to try everything plus a little bit more. Whether they can pull it off or not is a whole different animal. And I just want to tell a quick story. It was when I was in college. and I was working at one of the largest retailers, and I was working in domestics, which is like bedding and curtains and stuff like that. Late night, it was about time for my shift to end. Big Mama walked through. She was like, "Hey, you kind of cute." Oh, hey, I appreciate it. What can I help you with? Anyway, I help her get her stuff, and she was like, "You helped me so much. Can I give you a tip?" No, we can't accept tips, blah, 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 And she was like, "Well, here is my address and here is my number." She wrote them both down. It was a lonely night in the dorm, probably about 2 days later. I was like, okay, let me buzz this chick up. And when I say she was big, I had no business riding that ride because I had to climb on it. But anyway, I call her up. And she got her own house. She's a little bit older than me, and I go over to her house. She got this beautiful, big, king-size bed. This woman had the nerve to be in some lingerie, too. And I'm talking about her whole ass. Her ass was eating it, was chewing like it was a stick of bubble gum. But me, I'm kind of dry. I need to go ahead and take care of this. Man, look. First, she told me whatever hole I wanted was mine.
Oh man!
Damn! Not safe for work alert. Not safe for work alert.
So I'm like, yes, because at that time there was a hole that I have never attempted.
Not safe for work.
We call that the trifecta. That's called the trifecta right there. Go.
No, let me finish. This was horrific. I ain't done.
It wasn't good.
Back then, my stamina was something different. My stamina was solid. Stamina was good. So I'm busting this thing down. Like, yes. And it was what they call the WAP now. It was all over the place. I'm like, yes. But what I found out was this bitch was thigh sweating. She was thigh sweating.
It felt the same.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna drop off Cam for a minute.
I ain't about to cry.
Ooh. Hey, well, why he do that? Look.
Hey, I just want to apologize to the male coalition right now because I'm single. I'm still single, and I can't guarantee you that I won't hit a few more big joints. So I'm apologizing to y'all now. I am a part of the problem. I am a part of the problem.
Let me say to the ladies, I know this topic seems a little ignorant, but the reason I want to hear, the reason I want women, everything I do is strategic. The reason why I want women to hear men chopping it up this way is so we can break the delusion, right? So we could chop it up all day. That's why I say about hitting big women, smearing them all over the room, doing crazy stuff to them. But is anybody talking about how they married one of these women? No. So that kind of brings up, at least, and when I mean that, what I'm saying is that's why I put that buffer in there. A lot of men, some of their women, as a result of having a lot of their kids, maybe they got a little bit overweight. Men are still loyal to that, but trust, when a dude married his woman, she won't. A lot of women were not looking like, they weren't big or nothing like that. So that I've been fielding a lot of delusion to say, a woman actually came to me and said, well, big women have just as good a chance. What are you talking about? Of getting the baddest dude? I was sitting here like, she can't be talking to me if she know what I do for a living. I was like, she can't be talking to me because I'll break those delusions up quick. So I got another question for y'all. Go ahead.
I think.
Hey, let me answer the first one.
I never answered either. I'd like to answer.
Let prototype go. Then power. 187. You gotta go.
I'll say it real quick. Two people who are completely aware of who they are. Those make the best couples. So big women do get married to guys, either real skinny guys or big guys like themselves. And if they're the same level, if they're both fours, then they understand I'm a four. Those are the most loyal couples ever. You know what I'm saying? It's only delusion when the four thinks she can get a 7. But when a 4 knows I'm a 4 and them 4s match together, they're the most loyal people ever. Like, even if a 7 approaches a 4, she knows I'm a 4. I'm not messing with you 7. I have a 4 because you're gonna leave me, and I'm gonna be left without my 4. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's actually facts. That's actually facts. And the
big
worst,
women do
but
get
this is
a
the
chance
problem. Though,
if
this is
they
the
have
problem though.
self-awareness.
The 7s and 8s and 9 dudes will literally be calling the 4 joint like, you know what? I struck out tonight. Bring your ass over here and suck this meat for an hour. Like they be doing that. So them girls be joyous. Like he called. He called. Yes. All right. 187. Go ahead. My bad, man.
You
Go ahead.
just hit you just hit the point that I wanted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hit the point that I wanted to make. So, yo, these fat chicks know what they look like, man. At the end of the day, they're just happy to be chosen by whoever's gonna choose them. So they're that happy so that when you get into the bedroom, they're like, I want to show him a good fucking time so that he could possibly come back, regardless the circumstance why he's gonna come back. You know, I've never done it before personally. I don't think I could get my dick hard to something that's over 170
Man,
pounds,
y'all
man.
be
I break
capping,
hearts,
man.
man.
Y'all
But
be capping.
all the time, what do you mean?
Liars.
What do you mean I be capping?
Cause I'm gonna say this, Trigger Mike. I've had my own crib, like I said, Lady Love, Uncle Man. I've had my own crib since I was 18, 19, plus college, you know, before that. But like I used to throw parties at my house, everything like that, just invite, you know, all the ladies over, everything like that. Everybody come over. After the party, everything like that. Like, hey, my man's hit me up like, hey man, can you call a little girl over? So we call it sneak dicking these days. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, but pretty much you trying to sneak and you know hit this big girl. It's like why you ain't got to be secret about it. Would you embarrassed or something? Like a lot of dudes are ashamed to say that they
what I
fuck with
will
big
say,
girls.
So you're saying that I'm lying when I say I never hit a big chick before.
Lying.
No, but I made my statement and
you don't even
then
have
you
to
said
respond
cap.
to that though. Like we just
No,
playing
but
with you, bro. Like you don't
no,
even
I'm
gotta
just
respond
saying.
to
No,
it.
we're having a conversation. Me and buddy underneath
I'm
me
just
is having
saying
a
dudes be capping.
conversation.
I'm not
Let's
saying
have
you
a
capping.
conversation though.
I'm not saying
No,
you
but
capping, but a lot
I
of
do
dudes
get
be
what you
lying.
mean. People do that. You are right. You are absolutely right. People do that. As there's guys like what you said. That's personally never happened to me. When I go to the club and I'm not necessarily looking for nothing. I'm just there to have a good time. And I be looking around and I find what I want at the end of the night if that's what I feel like doing at the end of the night. I have never been leaving and if I wanted some pussy, not be leaving with the pussy that I was looking at to get. I ain't never been the guy to go to some substitute fat pussy because I ain't get the girl that I wanted, man.
Oh no. Oh no!
But don't judge.
So you
I'm
telling
not.
me? Hold
Don't
on,
judge
hold on,
guys.
hold on, hold
good.
on,
You
hold
We're
good.
not
on.
judging
That's
every
every
time you do
time.
that.
I got a question.
We
Yo,
gotta
there's
trust.
always
You telling
one.
me?
All right,
You
we're
telling
going
me
back to
you would
PG-13.
rather?
We done took
Always
this.
one.
We done
You
took this
would
in a really
rather?
dark direction.
Let
But
me ask you
man,
this
let me
question,
say this.
Mike.
Let me say this. Most black, I would say, black men are more tolerant of the whole big girl thing than most ethnic groups of men. But let me tell you, it's you were in the military, right?
No, not
Or,
me. No, just
So
college.
when you start to kind of, I think when we get outside of our zones and we meet different black men from different areas, I understand because I like every woman except one that I've ever dated had a big chest. Like I'm a big chest type of guy. She gotta have an attitude, but she gotta have a chest, right? So I thought there's no way on earth any dude couldn't like big titties. I thought there was no way because I love them. And that's why I think, I think everybody loves white dudes love them. Everybody. So, but I know black dudes that literally want no chest and
All
butt
ass.
and like I had exactly all ass and they gotta be slim in the waist. I knew a dude that only liked women with big nipples, like baloney style nipple. Dudes are weird. I'm just saying, dudes are weird. So everybody there, you said dudes
Can
are
I
Yeah,
ask
weird.
a
They
quick
like
question?
everybody got a little
Can
kink. Everybody got a little something. You know what I mean?
yeah, everybody
I
got
want
their
to?
own.
I got a quick question. The dude that was just speaking, you mean to tell me you're batting 1,000?
Yes, that's
You're
exactly
That's
what
saying
he
what he
you're
said.
saying
said. That's
whenever
what he
you go
said.
in, listen
That's
to what
I
you
was
discipline.
about
said.
to ask the
No,
same thing.
Discipline.
like listen to what you said. Every time you go in and you figure out which one you want, that's the one you go home with. You are batting 1,000. That is what you just said. Because I'm gonna have to call Cap. I don't think there's any man.
Every time.
I don't think that there's any man on this panel on this
Big blue
planet
cap.
that is
Cap,
batting
You talking to me?
AP,
Or
you
somebody
right.
else?
You
You
had
talking to somebody else?
No, I'm telling you.
AP, you right. And nobody's batting 1,000.
Hmm.
Nobody.
187 cap.
Well,
That's
I
big
would
blue
say
cap.
no. I would say
I ain't
nobody's
got nothing to
batting
prove to
1,000.
Big blue
nobody,
cap
man.
emoji.
Nobody's batting 1,000 consistently all the time. And there was a time where I was batting 1,000, but no,
Oh,
not a
get out of
consistent.
here, Trigger Mike.
Hey,
Hey,
yo,
Hey,
No,
but
Trigger
no.
Mike. Hey, Trigger
no,
Mike.
you
There was
you
a
got a
time I
point,
was batting
Trigger.
1,000.
Trigger, you
Yeah,
got
Hey,
a point.
Trigger Mike.
My first two
That
years
time
in
has
the
been
Air Force,
long gone.
my
Hey,
Long
first
Trigger
two
gone.
Mike.
years
The
in the Air
thing
Force,
is,
I didn't miss. You're right. You're absolutely right. But for whatever reason, after them 2 years, I went into a slump, like a 6-7 month slump. I couldn't get
Exactly.
nothing I
It'll be
wanted.
bad. You'd be like, you thought, do I stink? What is going on? But nah. There's a time where you're batting 1,000, but nah, not consistently.
Can y'all hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, go
Hey,
ahead,
Trigger
JT.
Mike.
Yep.
Real quick.
Can
Hey,
y'all
Trigger
hear me?
Mike. They even had a name for it.
Okay, my
Like when
bad.
they hit me up, they call them dragons. Like, hey man, you got a dragon for me. You got a drag. You like just
Yeah.
code names. So like, I'm just that's it. Go ahead,
Grenades.
JT. Go ahead,
We call
JT.
them
My bad, bro.
grenades.
Go ahead, JT.
But yeah, as far as my experience with big women, I don't have too much experience with big women, but I do hear word on the street is that they're more generous, and I also heard that they can take, like I heard they take less D than skinny girls. Like skinny girls can take more than they can. Is that true?
I'm a,
Anybody deal with a big woman?
Man, they
that is
are
true.
actors.
That's true.
I
That's
That is
don't
true.
know,
true in
bro.
my
They are.
experience.
That's true.
In my
They are
That's
experience.
true.
actors.
I don't know,
That's true.
bro.
Okay,
Yeah, I
because
be
I,
slamming. I
I
don't
hear
give a
that from
fuck.
I,
every guy
I'm
who
gonna,
Slamming.
dealt with a big girl that she
I'm gonna tell
cannot
you.
take the D.
I'm
I
gonna tell
don't
you why.
know. We're gonna have to
I'm gonna tell
compare
you.
notes.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
tell
have
you
to
what
compare notes
happens.
on
I'm
that.
gonna tell you what happens. Why? Because when you get a big chick or a bigger chick or a thick chick that got all them hips and all them thighs and all that, they can wrestle with you. You be in the bedroom trying to and wrestle with her
Like a
motherfucking ass.
goddamn
So
fetish.
listen. So listen. But that slim chick, she can't wrestle with you. She has no
Mm.
choice but to take that bite. That's all the choice she got. And since it's been like that her whole life, she's professional at taking that bite.
a
But that
taller
big
chick,
chick, she'll wrestle with your motherfucking ass. You be in
but
that
a taller
motherfucker
chick
sweating
has
too.
a longer
No,
body,
hey, look.
so she probably has a longer cavity than a stubby chip
Oh my
fat chick.
goodness! Now we talk about cavities.
You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
I
Man, you be
haven't
They
dealt
down
with
in
a
there.
Oh
big
my
girl
they
goodness.
though.
ain't
Hey,
all
this
the
You be
this
down in
trailer
there.
has derailed. It has
they ain't
derailed.
all the same
You, no,
size. I mean,
no,
women
no.
are
All
What's
right.
the next
Let me
question,
ask y'all a
Trigger?
question. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
what's the next question?
what's the
Hold
next
on. Let me get
question?
this next question. This dude said cavity. I was like, whoa. Anatomy and
Okay,
physiology
gay,
up in this.
warm,
All right.
fluffy place, whatever they want to call it, shit, man. Yeah,
He
All
said
right.
fucking place.
Do men, so anybody
fluffy.
can go first. Do men treat you different if your wife is healthy and shapely versus if she's unhealthy and obese?
Let me
Anybody?
go first. I'm up here. Yes,
Yep.
yeah. Listen, if your wife is fine and smart and represents you well, you get respect amongst your peers. Period. You get respect because just by her presence, you're gonna get no tats on her neck and all that stupid shit, and she look like she in shape. The first thing the guy's thinking is, damn, this guy when he goes home, he's getting some nice piece of ass. That's what the guy's thinking, right? And yeah. So listen, the whole deal about having a wife that represents well is how she makes you feel amongst your peers and the men you respect.
You,
So and that's what women don't understand. The modern women, I don't even just say black women. A lot of modern women, but a lot
Yeah.
of black women don't understand that. It's not the fact that you have 2 or 3 dicks. It's the fact of how you make me feel amongst my peers and the men I respect. And if
and
and, and if you fail at that category, most men will accept less, and that's our problem. Like the prototype, he's standing on his square, right? You got to stand on some square, and that got to be one of the squares you got to stand on. You're going to represent me, my last name. I can't let you go astray on that one, and that's what I have to say.
so
Hey,
so
Payne, it's got to be a
I
deeper
will say
conversation than that, though.
so I'll say the answer to that is yes, and there's actually a real life example that you guys can look up. There was a coach at either Vanderbilt or Kentucky, I don't remember which, but he would not hire assistant coaches whose wives didn't look the part. Part of his
Mm.
reasoning for that was trying to convince recruits to come to that school. If you don't look the part all the way around, we're gonna have difficulty in sending you out on recruiting trips, and especially when they start looking up the coaches and their families. Like that was a big deal to him in regards to how they would get students in and how kind of you would be looked at. So the answer is yes. Furthermore, being out on a golf course with people that have influence, if you don't look like in the entirety of your life like you fit the part, you will not fit in. Period. Point blank. End of it. I don't know if they necessarily look at you different because I haven't been in that situation, but I will say you won't fit into that group, and you likely won't be invited to social gatherings where it is the family. Again, I personally haven't had that problem, but I know that it does exist in those circles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at men differently because of a woman like that. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know what y'all life experience is, but you ever had a fine dime piece ass bitch?
Damn.
A terror. I've
But
had a few
her
terrors.
Hit 'em and leave 'em.
Terrors.
Yeah.
Terrors in my life.
Yeah.
So
It made him ugly, bro. It made him ugly. It made him
so-
ugly.
Hit them and leave them.
Yeah.
Just like you do a fat girl, you hit them and leave them.
So that's why I
Entitlement.
say I don't get too much caught up into. I mean, like I said, if you sloppy, I mean that's a different situation. But if you a little bit overweight, I just look at you like she must be holding you down in some type way, shape, or form for you to be rocking with her that tough. So I actually look at it as a good woman. Any woman that a dude is holding down like that, I feel she must be a good woman. Now, if she's a little bit overweight or not, I'm not
Or
going.
she got
I'm
some
not going to
money.
look at the dude
I'll say
that
this.
too. But I'm not going to look at the dude. I'm not going to look at the dude no differently because of that. Because you don't know how she holding him down.
I'll say this
But
like
if you
this,
have,
right? All you dudes are mad respectful on the panel, right? And we all chopping it up, feeding each other. If I met one of y'all wives and she was butt, everything y'all said is null and void. Period. Like that's how I look at it.
That
Facts.
proves the point. That proves the point.
So I mean,
That
like,
does-
yes, your woman
That does
definitely
prove the point.
it definitely validates everything. Like if we're out somewhere, like if I meet you at the gym and we vibing and we're like, yeah, bro, we motivating each other, and then I seen your woman and she's trash, you ain't my friend no more, bro.
Man, that's deep. That's
one
too
thing I don't
deep.
have to
That's
worry
too deep.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about it.
That's cold-blooded.
That's one thing I don't have to worry about. I don't have to
Hey,
worry.
why didn't you hit me up? We were supposed to go watch the fight. I met your wife last week, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
And you know the other
trash
part
and
of the
overweight is
the,
two
You're not as
different
confident as I
distinctions.
thought you were.
and the other part of
mean-
that is I don't want your wife rubbing off on mine. She overweight. She looking crazy out here. And I'm bringing my
deep.
fine
That's deep.
ass wife around your wife, and she's starting to relax her standards. Well, maybe I can gain a little weight. No, you can't. No, the standard different over here. I don't know what they doing in their house.
So Trey,
But over
you're
here-
making the correlation to say you are saying that the same way a single woman can spread toxicity to a married woman, a fat chick can spread toxicity to a healthy woman. That's what you're saying.
Listen, if my lady, when she go out to go eat and she eats a healthy meal, but sitting across the table from her is a woman who doesn't eat healthy at all, she could fall into that trap. She could
That's
go down
facts.
that road. She could go down that road and say, you know what, this won't hurt, or this meal won't hurt, or I can have an extra drink, or I can have it, and all that work we've been
Girl,
putting
try
in
this
for her to
peach
stay.
cobbler.
Exactly. Like
Or-
nah.
wait,
I don't even want her around a big girl. I'm
Wait,
sorry. I don't even want her around.
There's another side to that, because that same lunch they're both sitting around and they're eating. The big girl sees you, and now your wife is rubbing off on the big girl because she's like, I want a man like that, right?
But AP,
Like
that's
there's
risky
two
business,
sides
though.
to it.
You're right. No,
There's
you're right. You're AP.
But she
you're
already
absolutely
got
right.
her man, though.
But
We
it's
talking about
risky
a man
business.
and a woman.
It's risky business, though.
So and furthermore, like, she could have some good habits. I guess that ass is just unhealthy. I mean, she could have.
Consistently cooking. That's it.
I'm trying to come up with something. Damn it.
She can cook. That's it, man.
Consistently cooking. But
Damn.
no, I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with Payne and I'm agree with King Spark. I mean, really, no offense to anybody, but you know, you're a woman, and they say it's a reflection of you. You're a trophy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? When I bring my woman around, I want you, hey man, this is how hard I work. This is what I deserve right here. But you know, as to say I'm going to unfriend someone because of what they woman look like, that's not cool. I ain't gonna lie. Like your woman ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I mean? But maybe she could rub off. Hopefully, your woman has a strong enough mind to be consistent in her daily habits and her workout, her work ethics, and things like that. But I'm not gonna unfriend somebody or judge them otherwise. You know what I mean? Do
So
you,
you
you
say
think?
your level of savagery is at a 5 and prototype is a 10. That's what you're saying. Okay.
So, but and I just want to throw this out there, and then I'll be quiet on this segment. But your wife could be a reflection of who you were, not who you are.
Ooh.
Because we men, we grow, but at the same time, we also typically don't leave our spouses, right?
Yo,
So
that is
at the
that's
same
kind of
time,
fact.
that man could be finally he could have gotten to a place to where he's, let's say, a bit more mentally mature. He's a bit more confident. He could be actually maneuvering his wife to get on the correct path. So passing judgment on a man, you never know where he's been and where he's going until you know where he's been and where he's going. So I just think, dumping a guy as a friend because of who his spouse is seems a little silly, especially when you see the way he's probably treating her and how she's moving. You wouldn't, I don't think you would actually see a woman that's remaining who she is, this well of a woman, when you have this overly confident man who's moving in the right direction. And in the gym, he's likely pushing her to get in the gym, and she may already be in the gym. She may have lost 40, 50 pounds already, and she's just not where she's going to be yet. I just want to throw that out there.
So AP,
Well,
So
let me
no,
say
so
this. Let me
I
say
just want
this.
to chime in. I just want to chime in a little bit, right? I'm not saying I'm going to completely just ditch somebody, but
Wait, y'all hold the hell up.
here's the
Y'all
thing,
hold
though.
the hell up. Y'all gonna stop subtle flexing on the Trigger Mike show. Y'all gonna stop subtle flexing like we didn't see that shit.
Listen, but I could tell when that couple's not going to stay together. Normally, when you see that, you're like, oh, they're about to be apart. This is not going to last that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, for prime example, my cousin, he was married for like 4 years. He started to better himself. He created a boxing gym, started getting in shape, and his wife just wouldn't come with him. So when he was like, hey, man, we getting a divorce, he called me like and I was just like, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because you're already moving into this next phase of you 35, you got more options than ever before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's like, you're the first person that ever said that. Normally people would be like, man, I'm sorry to hear that. But I call you and you're like, congratulations. Because you can kind of see that though, that separation, that's not going to last. You got to grow together. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like people that's like that far apart, that's not going to work out.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me
What
say
number
this.
wife was
So
that, King Spark?
I'll say if
17.
what
Right, go ahead.
So I'll say this. I don't think I would stop being friends with a dude just because his wife is big, or I disrespect him or anything. Now,
Right.
will people? I agree with everybody else. Will people say some stuff behind their back or start looking at you a little different? Definitely. That's just natural human instinct. It's just to kind of question it and wonder what's going on, especially if the guy is fit and the woman is just unhealthy. But I think any dude that just immediately unfriends a guy because of how his wife look, I don't think that was a solid friend from the start. So I don't think you losing nothing if a guy do that to you if you got a big woman or anything. I don't think y'all was true fans.
Listen,
But
Yeah, JT,
listen. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. All my friends are married. All my boys are married, and all their wives are overweight. It has nothing to do with our friendship. I'm not gonna end 30 years of friendship because of what your
true.
wife looks like.
Just because
But however, I am gonna keep your wife away from mine though.
damn.
I can respect that. Yeah, I can definitely agree with you on that. That's
That's
why I
gonna be
said
pretty
some that
hard to
people will
do. I don't
say
know.
stuff some people gonna definitely say something and look at you different, but I don't think nobody just gonna physically outright
Yeah,
disrespect
I'm
you and
thinking
your
we're going
wife.
to the
Yeah,
extreme
you ain't
because
you
even
ain't
when
about to
I said,
disrespect somebody's wife, bro.
even though I said what I said, I wasn't saying you should unfriend the guy. I'm just saying you will pass some kind of subtle judgment on a guy based on the wife or woman he has with him. You just will. Now whether that means you treat them differently or not, that's a different story. But if you're in business deals or I would think that the guy himself might not be willing to bring an unsavory woman around certain people. Now, if he's going to the picnic, okay, maybe. But if he's going to a corporate outing and he knows his wife can't conjugate a verb, he ain't bringing her ass there. Come on, So,
Mm.
so it's a spectrum, right? So a judgment doesn't have to be like a hammer. It could be subtle on how you look at a person, right? That's all I'm saying. So you do what you do, but
Yeah,
it don't matter, and everybody knows
and
it. I mean, everybody will look
I'm
at a guy and his girl, and there's a certain kind of judgment goes in your head, and it doesn't have to be a fatal judgment, but there's something that passes through your head based on the
I
kind
and
of
just
woman you
then
have.
yeah, we
I
gotta
just want
think
to
what kind of overweight too, because most, like he just said the stat, most of our women are overweight. So I think we do have to separate obese from overweight, because
We
with
do
most
though.
of
I
our
think some
women
people do.
being overweight, yeah, I think with most of our women being overweight, like it's got to a point now where we see the ones that are just overweight as not overweight anymore. It's just normal to us. And technically they are overweight by the BMI scale. I think it's the obese women we're talking about here.
so I just want
Hey,
to say this, guys. If you have to hide your wife, you should not have married her. You
Oh
made
man.
you made a mistake.
Mm.
I don't
Hey,
know
That's real.
what your decision was when you decided to get married, but if you have to hide your wife, you're not married to the right person. You need, and you and her both need to go to counseling to fix whatever is wrong with you guys, so that y'all can get on the same page. But I will never advocate for divorce, but I will advocate for marrying the correct person. So if you got to hide her from social events and corporate events and things like that, you need to fix your relationship.
Does that mean
You
you're
did
ashamed,
hey,
wrong.
let me
AP?
say I've seen that, and then we're gonna let Chaotic get in here. I've seen that with one of my peers, one of my closest peers at my last job. So for 2 years, I had no idea the dude was married. Tons of corporate functions, tons of parties, and everything. And then he announced he was having a baby. I thought it was just regular. They were like, "No, he's married," and I'm like, "Whoa!" I was there 5 years, and at 2 years, I was like, "I've never seen his wife." All of these functions we have, and the women would just give this look, and I didn't understand what they were saying. Like I'm thinking maybe there's trouble in the marriage or something like that. All the way up till year 5, the lady finally divorced him, and then the ladies felt comfortable saying he don't bring her nowhere. He embarrassed by her. He embarrassed by her, and she had enough of it. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Because naturally, she's gonna know that a woman. I mean, come on, like you said, you don't advocate divorce, but you're not just gonna lock the lady in a tower when she's looking at pictures of everybody else's wife at the function and she
Right.
can't go. Like that's crazy. So you're right. If you shouldn't be with the woman if you're gonna treat her like that. That's crazy to me. That was crazy.
Wait, you can't lock her in the tower?
I
That's
wouldn't
forbidden.
advise it. I would. That's not what wives are for. They are actually to be shown as a representative of your family to the community, in my opinion. But
Facts.
Okay. Okay, I'm
chaotic.
learning. I'm learning.
Welcome.
Agree.
Welcome, Trigger Mike. Salute to you, sir. Happy Monday. I just tuned in. I just got done doing a live stream, and what I tuned into is despicable conversation. It's male chauvinism at its best. It's fat shaming, and I'm utterly disgusted in all of you. There is nothing wrong with our women. They're queens. They're perfect. And I even heard someone mention something about a BMI. Well, we all know that the white man created the BMI to totally undermine, once again, black people. Black women come in all shapes and sizes. And if a black woman is 300 pounds and she's 5 foot tall, we should embrace that.
Hell.
If give me a second, give me 1 second, sir. I'm going to land the plane. If she's 5 feet tall and weighs 300 pounds, or if she's 6 feet tall and weighs 150. There's nothing wrong with that. Being overweight is a beautiful thing, and the white man has conspired yet again to mislead us with his racist white supremacy, racial white supremacy, and telling us that it's unhealthy. He's doing that to detour our uniqueness. There is no standard of beauty. Lizzo is attractive. Oprah Winfrey is beautiful. Rest in peace. God rest her soul. The Florida Evans, Esther Rowe, beautiful black women. So what you guys are doing is you're downplaying the black race. And if I were tuning in and listening for the first time, I would be absolutely disgusted in what I'm hearing. But I'm going to mute myself up. And ladies, if you're listening to these men, I apologize on behalf of these men. You're beautiful queens, ma'am. So whether you have, whether, and don't listen to that morbid obesity thing. That's just racist, white supremacists making up words and terminologies to make you feel bad. There's no such thing as morbid obesity. So eat all the food you want. Don't go to you don't have to, like the AP. He's telling you, about not go about. I think he mentioned something about a man shouldn't be with you if you don't want to go to the gym. Ma'am, you don't have to listen to AP. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to waste your time going to the gym trying to emulate racism, white supremacy. Stay at home. Eat all the food you want. Eat all the Popeyes you want. Eat all the KFC you want.
Don't forget the biscuits.
The biscuits too. Eat all of that. Drink all the sugary sodas. There's nothing wrong with that. But on that note, salute to you, King, Spark, Prototype, R-Pain, Power Up, AP, Trey, and especially you, Trigger Mike. I'm going to stay on the panel for a minute. But again, guys, if you're listening, don't be ashamed of your wives and your girlfriends. Bring them out. Bring them out. There's nothing wrong with them. Lizzo.
Chaotic. I got a question. I just got a question. Why you leave Monique off the list?
Boy, Monique, been trolling for a whole week.
Gabrielle
been trolling for a whole week.
Gabrielle Sidibe is a dime, and I would say if she looks like Gabrielle Sidibe, bring her to your functions, company, picnic, etc. as well. There's nothing wrong with Gabrielle Sidibe and how she looks. Last time I checked, she's married to a millionaire. No offense, I don't think anybody on this panel is a millionaire. How did she get a high-profile rich man? So obviously what these gentlemen are talking about is wrong. So if you are a man dating a fat woman, don't be ashamed. And if you are an overweight woman, don't be ashamed. Guys, salute to you all. I'm going to be on the panel listening to this disgrace of male chauvinism.
Yes, absolutely. Embrace your diabetes and your high cholesterol. Look, yeah, exactly, chaotic. Yeah.
If you 5 foot,
embrace your diabetes. Embrace your high cholesterol. Embrace your high blood pressure. Make sure they get you the double extra wide, double deep casket when it's your time. Because more than likely you're gonna die.
And then embrace the food after the funeral.
Yeah, exactly. And embrace the food too. Embrace
what's chaotic gonna say when they gotta take your window out to bring you down to the ambulance?
Gotta take the door off the hinges.
Whoa, guys, I'm breaking character, man. Damn, man.
Yo. Hey, you can be 5 foot.
I want to make a statement. I got a statement to make. Let me read the super chats because I know somebody's gonna say it. John the Baptist, $5 super sticker. Appreciate that. King Spark showing love. John the Baptist, $20. If women say broken men deserve submission. Joseph Beslow Jr. Facts. My conservative sister speaks facts and feelings, not feelings, and I support her. John the Baptist, Mike, I am worried about you. I'm worried about me too, bro. Big Ant, $10. Hold up. If you were in the Navy with me, oh, hell no, I sure was. Real Bravado Network, appreciate that. Shout out to the topic. My man, EBD, takes more effort to stay in shape getting older. It does. Big Ant, I still run at least 2 miles a day, and I'm still retired. Why you stop? It's that bike. I got to get on that bike. I don't know why y'all think everybody made the run. Running it be destroying y'all knees, but y'all do what y'all do. Dame Smith, $5. Our community misunderstands body fat. Black suffer from blood disease, often lower your body fat percentage. Agreed. John the Baptist, $10. If a woman is fat in a marriage, and then lose weight. Men, she will leave you for new attention. They are doing that. My man Julius Domain, $5. Thanks for the lessons again, Mike. You are welcome. Dude shot lights out yesterday. Fantasy Island Girl, don't do it, Trey. $5. I'm catching up with the live stream. I've always said diabetes and high blood pressure aren't nearly as hereditary as the recipes that cause them are. Type 2 diabetes is 100% completely reversible. Did y'all know that? If you get diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and you go on a plant-based diet, they will not find a trace of it in your bloodstream 1 month later. Go look it up. Greatness to Work, $5. All married guys with families on the panel. Make sure y'all stay connected. We have a movement in a few states for Black family men. We'll be in touch. We look forward to it, bro. Thank y'all for coming through to the Trigger Mike Show. We got 351 people in here and 213 likes. Get those likes all the way up to 300 right now. We appreciate y'all coming in. All right. So I do have a question before we get out of here. Just real quick. Y'all watch My 600-Pound Life, right?
No.
Oh man,
Ew.
yeah.
That's
No.
just disgusting.
Y'all know damn near
no.
all these women
That's
are
just
married.
disgusting.
Yep, they
That's
got dudes.
disgusting.
All these women, like years ago, my students used to watch it. My students used to watch it during the break because I used to teach nights, and I would give them a long ass dinner break, and some of them be in there watching it. They just be talking. So I got put onto it that way, and they would stream it to the TV or whatever to the projector, and I just paused after like the third day of watching it, like all of these women got husbands. What the? So please tell me what y'all think about that. And is this the man that they want, or these men just have some kind of fetish or something?
I think it's a fetish. I was gonna say that. I think that's a fetish because what Payne said, you got to take out the wall to take her to the hospital type shit. And you see him feeding them. It was one show where dude brought her like 2 big ass plates. Like somebody made a joke like, man, one of them plates better be for the kids.
Oh yeah, it's a dude who narrated on Facebook.
Man, crying. But I
Yo.
think it's a fetish because that's weird. That has to be some kind of like, you should be locked up for feeding a person like engaging in something like that. That's my personal
Dude
opinion.
went and bought a carton of eggs, like the whole 12-pack, and like 2 packs of bacon. And like you said, that was one of the first episodes I watched. I thought the dude was making family breakfasts. He gave it all to the lake. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You are enabling this woman. It was
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm done
think
though.
to me personally, I think some of it is a fetish, but I actually, contrary to popular belief, I think some of it is true love because you can see how the reaction of some of those guys are on the episode. I'm gonna tell you why. You can see the reaction of some of those guys, and they really hate that she's that big. They're really upset. Some of these guys, not all of them, but some of them are really upset that she's big. And when they interview him, they be like, "Look, he might have used to been just as big as her, but he lost some of the weight." And like this man is pushing her in this heavy ass wheelchair up a ramp that he can barely handle. He about to break his back trying to help. He's helping her sit on. It was this woman who was going through the grocery store and shopping, and every 10 minutes she had to sit down on some milk cartons and like the big milk crates. And he had set the milk crates under her every single time. Like some of these men are down here helping these women do a lot of stuff that most men ain't gonna help them do when they could just leave. Now some of the dudes I think is a fetish, but not all.
That's why I think that's why I think
I got a question for you, JT.
What's up?
Is it true love if you're helping your significant other get to a grave earlier? Is that
Enabling.
love?
Now hold on. You ain't hear what I said. I said some of them help and the other ones don't. Like if you watch My 600-Pound Life, some of these guys try their best not to feed these women. And what they'll do is they'll throw their temper tantrum, they'll get mad and upset, and then he'll try to give her a smaller serving, and then she cranes, she's still hungry and she's starving, so he'll give her more. Some of these men are actually the reason that the people are there. He's the one taking her to the doctor and all of this.
See, that's the part of the show I don't understand. How are you stuck in a bed? You can't get out of the bed, and you gonna give me attitude for the food? Well, get up and get it your damn self. That's what I don't understand.
So
Like
I feel you on that
I've never
part.
understood that.
What I think is it's a beta type of male that gets the opportunity to have control because he has self-esteem issues. There's a part of his life that he can fully control.
I
and
agree
and
with
I
you.
and I think that's more or less what it is. I don't think it's necessarily a fetish. I think that piece is the self-esteem is the reason why they got with them. The reason why they enable it is to be able to control something or someone.
Yeah.
I, I,
I,
I
I,
don't
man,
I don't
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
it's any I
I
don't think
don't
it's
know,
So
really
bro.
any more than that. I really
hey,
don't.
let me
I would
ask.
say
Let
uh,
me add something real quick, real quick. If you want to see a great movie on this, it's Who's Eating Gilbert Grape? When Leonardo DiCaprio was a young boy and his mother was like 800 pounds in a family of kids, and they all had to take care of her. And all of the pathologies that go along with her being that big. And first of all, the movie was great. And Leonardo was, I think it was one of his best performances because he was like autistic. What we're talking about is a beautiful rendition of a woman who's the matriarch of the family, but she can't move. And
I
they
think
had to
I mean that's a movie
reinforce the
though.
floor in order for her bed not to fall through the damn roof or whatever the hell it
Hey,
was.
look,
I'm gonna
check
make
this out, man. Check this out real quick. I would argue that if you let somebody get that goddamn big, you don't love them at all.
Hey,
Period.
I could agree with that. I could agree
You
with
got
that.
you got you got to cut this shit off at some point because everybody was born between 5 and 10 pounds. Okay, for you to be 600 goddamn pounds, you didn't get there overnight. That means your ass was 450 before. Okay, so at
Hmm.
450, at 450 didn't raise the goddamn alarm. If 400 didn't raise the alarm, if 350 didn't raise the alarm, like come on,
well
man, like
King Sport,
nah.
you gotta understand depression, bro. Some things people can't stop. And like I've
Hmm.
recently gone through a whole bunch of like depression, anxiety, like that kind of stuff. And I understand people could be addicted or discouraged from making changes that's going to take a whole lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. Two, for the dudes that are married to these kind of women, I think it's a matter of financial stability. You know what I'm saying? Like these women
Yeah.
are on disability. You know what I'm saying? So it's helping them pay the bills. So yeah, they got to cook for her, clean her up, or do whatever. But for such low value men, just somebody to help them cover their, maybe they worked out Blockbuster or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They had some type of low paying job. You know what I'm saying? And that disability helps them pay the bills. That's comfort for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they do that.
But
Can I?
And then
prototype,
it's
but
it's
what I'm
mental
saying,
it's mental issues too.
let me say this prototype though.
ain't no way I'm gonna let a woman who needs earth moving tools to be transported
You know
give me
what?
attitude and listen. I would bring her ass in there carrots and lettuce, and if she don't want to eat it, then starve. That's what I would do.
You
Then
know what?
starve. Because
Are are you
I'm
what
are
gonna
what are
you
you
that
gonna
are
do?
you that trailer
I'm gonna
park
take
low
a
value dude though, Trey? You not.
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
you.
I would no, no. I would never be in that position, obviously, because I would
yeah.
just leave. But I'm just
Let me
saying,
just
if it,
let me just say
but if it were,
that
if it's me, because I watched the attitudes where the women are going off, and God bless that doctor, man, he be going in. But
Oh yeah.
the doctor, he pulls no punches. But if you were to give me attitude like that, I literally would bring you a tray of vegetables, and I leave you in there. And you gonna figure it out one way or another. You gonna get hungry enough to eat. Like I can't say that these guys they love these women because to me, if I love someone, I want the best for you at all times. I'm trying to give you the best, and I don't see them doing that. I saw one guy, he brought a
Yeah.
whole tray of lasagna, not just a piece,
Yeah,
the whole tray of lasagna to her. What are
Jesus.
we doing, sir?
she ate the fuck out that shit. Can I ask a question
Yeah.
real quick?
yes, sir.
So my question is, one, Trigger Mike, you said people came in there, telling you about it. I just look like because women, go to their crib and shit. Oh, you watch this show, you watch this. How can you watch something like that? Like that's disgusting to me. Like to see somebody eat themselves to death and just sad, pathetic. Like, do you think they're watching it to make themselves feel better, or like how
No,
can
I
you
think
watch
I
this
think
shit?
I think the whole thing is a spectacle, bro. I didn't even understand. So I told you I'm watching it to say, how does somebody this big live? First off, just like King Spark said, how did you get this big? Is it thyroid? And oh no, no. And they'll go through the person's entire life, how they struggled with weight, how they started their first, through their first rounds of obesity and all of that, and the point at which they got married and they had kids. But the point that I wanted to make is that I made a statement earlier saying men are far more loyal. I'm gonna combat this from a different angle. Men are far more loyal than women are because these dudes sometimes they're not leaving simply because that woman and had their kids. Now, when you say you can't enable it, like God damn, I can't enable that, which is what's going to bring up this
Yeah.
next question. But damn, if a dude, you got to think, if a dude won't leave a woman that size, you got to know men are more loyal than a woman could ever be. A woman will
And
leave
she's
your ass.
putting them to hell too. They're putting them to hell, and the men are just sticking through it and dealing with it. But a lot of that stuff comes from it's mental problems. Like most of their stories, somebody in their life died, whether it's a child or a parent. After that person died, is where they say that weight all came from. They started eating themselves to death with this addiction because they didn't know how to cope. So most of them are using food as a coping mechanism.
Yep,
And
I
that's all
agree.
fine and dandy, like I was saying, the prototype, like, and I understand like depression and all that, but I can dig that if you single though. Like if you going through that and you got
I see
somebody
what you're
that's
saying.
supposed to be loving you, is supposed to be right next to you, then I can't dig that. You know what I mean? Like, and I understand people go through shit, but if you got somebody that's supposed to be loving you, they see you every day going through what you're going through, like they gonna step in. You know what I'm saying? Like my ladies ain't gonna let me just fall just because, you know,
I
they
mean,
gonna
you would
step in
hope.
because they care.
You would hope, but I mean, like I
Yeah,
said, when it comes to that
that's
depression
true.
stuff, man, it's no joke. You know what I'm saying? So like those kind of things can't be looked at lightly, and they need a serious space. You know, so if somebody's in that state, it's really hard to come out of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So just like you was like 350 didn't raise it. You know what I mean? Didn't man? I could get to 350 and be like, I'm already 350. Might as well get to four. I'm at four. Fuck it. Let's go to five.
Well,
Four.
let
You
me
know what I'm
let me
saying?
add let me let
Like you
me
could
add
just
something
keep
to
going if you're in that state because you're looking at the other side. Like, how the hell am I going to get back? If I couldn't get, if I tried to lose weight when I was 300 and I couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? How much harder if I let myself get to 350? I'm really like, I couldn't do it when I was 300. I damn sure ain't going to do it at 350, and I know I ain't going to do it at 375. And I'm just going to keep going that way because this makes me feel good for the moment. You know
Well,
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
what?
So
Let me add something to that prototype because I think I lived it. When you gotta go buy a heavy duty scale because the regular ones are only rated at 300, that's telling you something. You can't just go to the store. You gotta buy a heavy duty scale. Uh, and here's the difference between men and women. My wife wasn't as hard on me as I might have been on her. She would have gained the kind of weight I did, right? Now she didn't care because I was still providing. Now I got pretty far on my job, but I actually know that I should have got promoted further than I was because I was one of the best leaders in the whole damn place. Except that you still have to represent the organization. Now you could put on a suit and all that, but if you're a fat bastard, they're gonna, you got it when you, especially when you're trying to bring money in. You know that people are gonna judge you on your appearance, no matter how you try to dress it up. And I don't blame anything. This is the difference between men and women. But the fellas that I knew, they were unmerciful. They didn't give a shit about my feelings. You fat bastard, go lose some weight. Blah blah
Facts.
blah.
Yep,
And
yep,
here's
Facts.
the
Yeah,
issue:
man.
That's
is
how
when they
men are.
stop doing that. That's when you're really in trouble. When the
yep.
brothers stop doing it, that's when you're really in trouble. So I'm just saying. So when I went on my journey, my brother, right? He's retired, but he's like a fitness nut. Not only is he a fitness nut, he wants to live forever somehow, right? So he's down to like some crazy number, but he has his statistics over the last 5 years of what he ate, what he does, and he's unwavering. I mean, absolute unwavering non-meat eater, right? So I could dig where he's coming from. He's my older brother, a year and a half. So I'm saying, you know what? The reason why I'm on my journey to, I hate to fucking take that back. I don't want to say journey. That's a woman's shit. The reason why I'm losing weight is because I got two daughters, and I still want to see more of how their chapters unfold in their lives. And I need to be around for that shit, right? At least till they get married. So not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. So I've lost a lot of weight, just changing my diet. And my oldest daughter moved out, and I converted her room to a gym. I got all the equipment in there. I got a TV, stereo sound, all that stuff. So when I go in there and work out, I don't have to go nowhere. So no excuses. I could just leave from here and go across the hall to the gym. And it has everything in there. Go to track. I even got my old Solo Flex in there. I got all kinds of stuff in there. And I work out.
Something that you
I wanted
said,
to say
Payne.
this. Go ahead.
No, real quick. Men, we can talk to each other. We can, talk shit with each other. Oh, you gang, you a fat ass, you fat as fuck. Women can't do that to each other. You know what I mean?
They should be able to do that to each other, though.
But they can't. On no level, no conversation. Women
they can't when
can
they
do
get
that.
angry. When they angry at each other, they can.
I was gonna say, let's say modern Western women, because African women, they be like, what is this? Do you want husband? Do you want husband in your life?
Women ain't having it. Asian women
like
ain't
that,
having it.
Some South American women, they'll let you know you fat, girl. Get your like.
And
some of
real
these,
quick,
but modern Western women not.
This
Real
gonna
quick,
sound like it's coming out of left field. I just want to say this real fast. This is why I think being active and getting involved in sports when you're a young person is very important. Because for me, and since I play football, baseball, basketball, right? Play football damn near my whole life, right? So there's a zone that I can always find. I've been there before. I've been in a position where I have to push myself past what I think I could, where I think I can go, and I keep that in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's always something I can reach for. But like I say, if you're not active in the beginning of your life, like I can kind of see, like I think it's unfair for me, like I say, because I've been in practices, I've been in two-a-days, I've been in all these different things. But if you never did anything athletic a day in your life, and then you got to find a zone to get in shape,
it's gonna be hard.
I can see that being a difficult situation.
That's real.
I'm
Trigger
gonna
Mike,
say
I was
this.
gonna say this at the beginning, real quick, Trigger Mike, because I didn't get the comment on the first thing, real quick, the first question, but something about people's diets. You can't eat everything, man. Just because you like to eat it and things like that. Like I think seafood. You see, no offense, black women. You see black women killing these seafood boils and all that sodium, all that salt. You can't. Your body doesn't agree with everything you eat. Just because it tastes good, don't mean you should be eating it. My bad. Go ahead.
I mean that's one of the worst trends in the black community. Even things that are healthy, we'll kill that shit. Like butter sauce, something sauce, and it looked good, but it's like, yo, seafood is supposed to be healthier than than other food, but they'll douse it, make it change colors and some stuff.
And even if you are eating that stuff, it's very important that you drink a lot of water. Period. Like you can't do the seafood boil and then wash it down with a Coke, and it like you trying to kill yourself. Like even if you jump out there, drink a lot of water with your shit.
You know what's crazy too, man? Because I noticed this. We gotta they sold us so much bullshit in America. First it was carbs are bad, then it was red meat is bad, then it's all this. That's bullshit. My parents are Nigerian. My father ate red meat every single day of his life. In fact, I got people in Nigeria right now that eat red meat every single day of their life, every meal of their life. It is the American version that is bad for you. This preserved stuff and all of that. When we went to Italy for our honeymoon, and I saw the way people eat, they eat carbs all day, every day, pasta, all that type of stuff, prosciutto, pork. It is your lifestyle. Their fridges are extremely small because you're supposed to be buying fresh food every day to cook. That's it. You ain't supposed to be slapping all that stuff in the fridge to save for later and freeze all that sodium and preservatives they use to. You're supposed to go buy fresh food from the market to cook daily. I was like, damn. So I was asking all this. I like immersing myself in the culture of other people. So I made a joke about the small ass fridge, and the lady told me about it. She's like, well, this is not America. She seemed like she said this shit a lot. This is not America. You're supposed to buy fresh food, healthy for your family. Your herbs are supposed to be fresh. Your meat is supposed to be fresh. I was like, God damn, that makes sense. That makes sense. We wouldn't be nowhere near as fat as we are now if we live that type of life. And we walk everywhere you're not supposed to drive everywhere, bro. We lazy as hell. Some of the stuff we
But
going to,
that's
we
like
know is down the
looking.
street. We'll go ahead.
That's like
Look at the
looking at
food. I
the
mean, a lot of
ingredients
people,
and stuff on the back of the food. Like cereal,
Yep.
the exact same cereal, Frosted Flakes in this country versus Frosted Flakes over in Italy and on the UK. The ingredients are all natural almost everywhere else in the world for the exact same company, exact same food. And it's like the laws in the US allow them to make it to where they can preserve it longer and make it cheaper in the US. Overseas, they cannot do that. Everything, all their ingredient labels are literally like 5 or 6 items. And the same stuff we have is glucose, something metaphene, is all types of stuff you can't even pronounce. And then the stuff, food coloring, the stuff over there is like blueberry juice and whole grain wheat. But it's
Yo,
like search it up on
Zach,
Google, search up food ingredients for
yo,
different countries, and it'll be the exact same cereal,
yeah,
just different
like,
dog.
ingredients.
yeah,
In
a
Italy,
lot
I
of those
bought some
countries have a
popsicles.
ban list. They have an actual list of things that they're banned. Like you
Yeah.
can't.
Yo, hold on. I bought some popsicles, bro, and they tasted like, you know how you get that super burst of sugar over here. They tasted natural as hell. I went to the little freezer, turned that thing around. This thing said ingredients: strawberries, water. That's
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Like
Strawberries,
That's
literally.
all.
water.
That's it. That's all.
That's all. I was like, damn, okay, well, no high fructose corn syrup, none of that
E-
stuff they
even
serve over here.
overseas, if you go and go eat fast food, their fast food tastes different than ours does. Even if you know, it just
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
the
oh yeah.
FDA is so corrupt, and the USDA they're so corrupt, man. They taking whoever's paying the most to get that stuff pushed through.
Yep,
Legit.
Yeah.
yep. All right, let's get final thoughts in here. We'll start with King Spark on anything we talked about today.
I mean, overall, I would just say be conscious about what you're eating and be conscious about your lifestyle. We're not perfect. Nobody, not many people can live the rabbit food diet, keep that consistently. But whatever you are doing, if you eat out, like I say, you intaking that sodium, make sure you drink plenty of water. When you go to the damn grocery store, any store for that matter, like for me, I park clean across the other side of the goddamn parking lot. And I'm like, baby, we walking. We don't need no close parking. We walk. We need to get any little bit of exercise that we could get. Drink a bunch of water and be conscious about your lifestyle and what the hell you're doing to your body.
I
That's all
like
I
it.
got.
Solid. Prototype.
Your woman is definitely a representation of who you are. Choose wisely. Um, Keep yourself together, and you're responsible for her weight gain, weight loss, accountability, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, Mr. Rich. Final thoughts.
Yeah, real quick, a couple of things. One, black men are in this with you with the overweight. We all are overweight. However, the impact on us and the way we deal with it is not the same as the impact on you and your chances for the future. It's not a double standard; it's a different standard. It's just the way it is. So it's not like we're gonna say, hey, you got to be slim and we could be fat. We all got to be in shape, not just you. So, but you guys, it means more to you. The other thing is, black people in America in the West, we just can't eat all the shit that the white folks do. I think our metabolism is different. Not that that's the excuse. I just think we can't eat all the stuff they eat because our
We can't.
origins are a little bit different.
We're
And
not
then the
even supposed to be
last one,
drinking milk.
the last thing is that everybody should know that the reason why diabetes is killing everybody is because the sugar industry made sure they told the commercial enterprises to stop calling it sugar diabetes. You guys might not be even old enough to understand it, but it was sugar diabetes when I was young. That was, they always said sugar
The
before.
sugars. Yeah.
So they took that off it. So they just called diabetes. But the main culprit is diabetes is one of those scheduled things that should be on the scheduled drug kind of thing. Sugar should be on the schedule, the drug schedule. Just like cocaine, just like marijuana, Just like all that kind of stuff, because it's killing more people than all of that stuff combined. Just the amount of sugar that's in our food. So anyway, that's it for me.
All right. JT, final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts is we as a community as a whole, we all need to lose weight. We gotta get rid of this stuff. It's not healthy. We're all dying fast, and then we're reciprocating what we see the person before us die off of. We'll go right back and do it like that just did not happen to them. We already are more prone to health problems in our life without the diet. Um, so we definitely need to include that. And the difference between the men and the women is men will shame other men, and women need to get on that program. Men will be quick to call their buddy a fat ass, tell him he needs to lose weight and stuff. And I know Mr. Payne was talking about it wasn't a double standard. What he's saying, well, this is a double standard where we're saying that it's beautiful to be fat and that we're showing all of this fat acceptance when in reality it's killing us. And then you have that to the point now where it's women who aren't even big at all that want to call themselves BBW just because they have a little butt. They want to call themselves BBW because it's so acceptable now. We got to get away from that. Our community, we got to start encouraging more healthy more healthy bodies, more healthy eating, healthy diets, and more healthy living. Like I think it was King Spark said, man, park in the back and walk. Or, spend your time doing something besides sitting on your ass. I mean, society today reminds me, I don't know if y'all ever know a movie called Wall-E. It's like a cartoon, but everybody
Uh huh.
went to space because their planet got invaded, and they were fat asses rolling around on like these floating chairs. They couldn't even get up. They were just floating around in chairs in space and eating everything. That's all they did with their society. But it's starting to remind me of that. Like we gotta get off of that being so accepting of somebody being fat and trying to normalize it or numb the pain. Sometimes people need to have that shame and that guilt that'll make them change. And that's what I got on the final topic.
Hey, Mike,
All
you
right.
made me think of something real quick. I
Yep.
found something that women can take accountability for in this situation. Women are tasked with the responsibility of making sure that family is fed nutritiously.
Yep.
Women
That's
do
real.
most of the cooking. Okay, so y'all women are responsible for what goes in that damn pot. Okay, because you killing you and you killing everybody else. Diabetes don't run in your blood; it runs through the pot.
Well, let me
That's
ask you,
all I
King
want to
Spark, who
say.
buy the groceries though?
The woman.
Me,
I
Yeah.
mean,
I
I buy
mean, yeah, I
groceries.
mean,
I
I
mean,
buy
the men give
groceries,
her the
so
money. The
No,
men,
that's
I
what I'm
think the
saying.
men
No,
give her the money
yeah,
no.
most
but
of the
that's
She
time.
what I'm
she
saying.
she gets the food with the grocery. No, the reason why I'm gonna back what he's saying up is, um, men gotta be on their square anyway and let women know. But the reason we even talk about cooking, because I said this numerous times, that women are mutiny and say we don't want to cook, like it don't got something to do with the kids. It has more to do with the kids and their upbringing than the man himself. All right, if a man is doing any kind of work that men tend to do nowadays, trucking or whatever, he does most of his eating outside of the home, actually. All right, but the wife is going to be there with those kids. Remember, I said San Antonio, how the hell is the baby fat in the baby on formula? That means this is a habitual thing. Y'all are overeating your habits. These babies are picking up your habits. This is why somebody said it. Diabetes type 2 is not necessarily hereditary. The children are just picking up your bad eating habits, right? They eat for stress. People eat when they're thirsty. That's like one of the leading causes of overeating. You actually thirsty, just drink some water, but you went and picked up a whole popsicle. You went and took down somebody else's food in the fridge thinking you were hungry. So, you know,
And
it's bad
Mike,
all the way around. Yeah.
Mike, that brings up one more point I always wanted to make. It should be considered child abuse if you have an obese goddamn child.
I was gonna
Woo!
say
That's
that. I was gonna
bullshit.
say that. That's
That's
some sad
bullshit.
shit.
There's no goddamn way you should be having your 4 and 5 and your 6 year old obese like that, and they really ain't even got no control of what they eat and when they eat and how they
They
eat.
you know
Like
you
that
know they
shit should
will
be
give you
considered child abuse.
they don't I don't think they tend to do it into the like after the toddler years. They will tell you if your baby is too fat. They'll give you a few warnings. I've heard that a few times. They'll give you a warning like this baby is now going into, because they don't get off scot free. The baby will develop breathing problems and all of that. So they'll be like, no, the baby already got they'll have health problems early, and they'll be like, if you don't change this, we will have to get CPS involved. I remember, I forget how I was involved in something like that. I think it was either one of my students or something crazy like that, like why she wasn't in class and somebody told on her. All right, who hadn't given their final thoughts? Young man. Go ahead.
All right, as always, Trigger Mike, thank you for having me, man. Great show again. Thank you. I love all ladies. I'm started by saying I love all ladies. I love all of them. Sizes, colors, it don't matter. But I'm gonna tell you like this, ladies. Men will hit anything. We don't give a fuck. Like, we will fuck anything. Like, I've heard Patrice O'Neal say, I hit the lady over there passed out behind the garbage can. Patrice O'Neal said that. But who we will take out and show off as a trophy, just ask him, hey, well, can we go here? Can we go to this show or something? And watch what he say. That tells you a lot about him. We'll hit anything, but we won't wife and make anything a trophy. Personality definitely helps. Men and women have to watch what we eat in moderation. Just because you like it doesn't mean you should be eating it. I don't care what anybody, it tastes delicious. I need another second, third plate. Just because you like it don't mean you should be eating it, man. And we have to watch the delusion and the propaganda. How we're, no offense to Lizzo, I hate when people start talking about big girls. They bring up Lizzo. I don't like that. Monique. She lost a lot of weight and things like that. Oh, I guess they used to use Monique back in the day, but still, the propaganda with the TV screen. Oh well, it's more socially acceptable to be big girls these days. That's cool, but don't let that run. Don't let that run your mind, man. You still got to work out. This and that. Eat in moderation. Just watch the propaganda. Like, it's fall for anything. Like, we're literally falling for anything these days. And stop listening to your corny friends. Oh, girl, no, you look fine. That's cool. Chicks say it to chicks all the time. Oh no, you look good, girl.
And they
No,
be
stop
skinny.
that shit. Stop that. Yeah, exactly. Like you said earlier, Trigger Mike. You got that one bad bitch with the 4 ugly chicks in the club or the big girls in the club. Like we know for a fact you're only with them just make yourself look better, man. Like,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, those girls don't know that. But that's all I got to say. Thank you for having me, Trigger Mike.
No doubt. Anytime. Trey, take us out.
Look, I'm not going to beat the horse. I agree with JT and surprisingly, I agree with Mr. Payne said. We don't normally always agree, but I'll say this.
That's funny.
I'll just reiterate. I'm going to apologize to the male coalition because I am a part of the problem, and I am going to knock down.
Accountability.
I am probably going to knock down a few more big ones before I get married, and I'm giving them false hope as to believing that they're overweight and it's okay when we all know it's not. I will say this to the fellas too, because I see this a lot of times. I see a lot of guys who are overweight and not in shape, and they have a lot of things to say about the women. I think you got to pay attention. You can't throw rocks when you live at a glass house. If your shit ain't in order, you can't be talking about a woman who's overweight and you overweight. So I think as a community, we all have to get on it. And obviously it starts with the food. And like I said before, there's really no excuse in 2023 about how to eat. If you want to be plant-based, go be plant-based. If you do whatever you need to do to get yourself to a healthy point. Because I have, you guys know I was in law enforcement, and a part of that job was we had to go deal with unexpected deaths. And it's heartbreaking to walk into a house and see a person, that's dead, and they're, 350, 400 pounds. And I know why. Everybody, all the officers, we know why. It's heart disease or it's diabetes, it's whatever it is. But the family can't understand. And then you start to walk around the house and you see snacks and chips and candy. And, we know what's going on here. It is important and it's imperative to our legacy as a community. We got to start eating better. Exercising is great. Find something that you enjoy. Some people like kickboxing. Some people like boxing. Some people like, playing basketball. Some people like throwing frisbees. I don't care. Go fly a kite. Do anything. I don't care. Just get out the house. Go do something. Burn calories and eat well. That way you can, be alive. I had a great aunt who she didn't die. She was 96 when she passed away. And I want to say before she actually got sick, she was still out walking around. In her 90s, she was out getting it, walking around. My grandmother's a very healthy and fit woman. You know what I mean? And so I get on my mom all the time, like, did it skip a generation? Because I'm healthy and fit. Your
I
mother's
believe he
healthy and
said that
fit.
shit too. I believe
I
he
know.
said that to his mom.
Listen. I don't pull any punches with my family because, like I said, true love is honesty. I will tell my family exactly how I feel
Mm.
because I care about you. I want my mother
Yep.
to be around. She's only 60. I want her to be around for a while. And if she got a lot of juices and chips in it. Yeah, we got to get rid of that stuff. So just take care of yourself, man. But again, one more time, I apologize because I'm probably gonna do a little bit more damage before it's all said and done.
You a part of the problem for real. You toxic, bro. I'm
I
joking.
really am chicken. I'm a part of the problem because if
You
she cute,
no,
she
no.
get
Yeah.
knocked down. If
If
she
It's
you
some
cute, she get
single,
pretty
I was
knocked
big
gonna say if
down.
girls.
you
It's
single,
some
it's
pretty
a
big
part of the
girls out
problem.
here.
And I was gonna say it's a fetish. It's a few different corn stars that started this fetish. So the bad part is they'll trick you. They'll put that waist trainer on and make everything else look bigger.
Mm.
So I
And
understand,
then
but my
boom,
days are over.
and that
My
thing
days in
popped
the
like
trick.
a it
And
popped like a can of
I will say
Graham
one
biscuits,
thing.
boy.
I will say one thing to what you said is slight disagreement. So men, bigger men anyway, can talk about a woman's weight only because they can get a woman regardless. That's the bad problem. But it's not the same. I think Mr. Payne said it. It's not a double standard, it's a different standard. Men need to get healthy for their children. You need to get healthy so you could be around and provide and be at tip-top shape so you could be of service to that family. Because that's the bad part about it. If my wife left me today, it like I can go get, like, you see what I'm saying? I could go get any woman from my past I want. Anyone. Women don't tend to care, and trust, there are ways that they let us know they don't care. That's why I'm saying, so men, don't get on your high horse thinking just because you're able to get women. I think that's another way to say it, because if we base it off of a man's ability to get a woman, then he won't lose weight. But if you let him know, tug on his heartstrings by telling him he needs to be present for his family so he can be in tip-top shape to provide for them. Health is wealth. My sister-in-law, I told y'all last week, took me on a 4.5 mile walk, and I don't want to walk because my back is tight and my knees hurt. But guess what? All that, my back popped, like all that stuff kind of got worked out on the walk. My knees stopped hurting on the walk because I needed to stretch, right? So we need to get out and get active, and that's better for us so we can be present, more active, and more vibrant for our families. That's how I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna thank y'all for coming through and chopping it up with me, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, fellas. Appreciate that. All right, we got 3 super chats. Mr. Marriage, Politics, and Sports. I love my big women. Signed the Pink Panda. Advanced Perception, $2. Embrace your diabetes. Hell no. EBD got that link. San Antonian over. Damn, my bad. EBD, my bad. I'm gonna send that to you. We'll chop it up and let you get that out here tomorrow. Hey, thank y'all for coming through. Y'all making it through these topics. Some people hella sensitive, but y'all made it through. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Make sure you follow everybody on their individual platforms. Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm on your way out. Also, go over to my YouTube page, Trigger Mike Show. I'm dropping shorts. I'm going to start working like crazy on that stuff. And those are usually going to be the topics you see today. Another way for you to get my viewpoints. So youtube.com @Trigger Mike Show. Follow everybody else on their individual platforms. I don't know if we got anything coming over, but go to the Lapeef Experience channel. Subscribe to that channel if you have not. And maybe the solution is coming on tonight. But as always on the Lapeef Network, we got hot content for you. Always checking back. We thank you for your patronage and coming through. Trigger Mike, I'm out to tomorrow. Catch y'all then.